Well, hello, welcome back. Only a quick turnaround as we're straight back in towards the action for our final best of three of the day. We have Belgium taking the losers of our first game, Hungary, which was maybe a shock in itself. Hungary were flawless all the way through the groups, didn't drop a single map, now dropped two in that instance as well. So we now go into this one. We're actually a bit of a different conversation to be had in where Hungary felt like they were on this sort of really high form. They were doing so well. And now we have our reservations. That Mirage was tough. They really did look quite uncomfortable. They struggled to make it sit. Nobody was really looking competent in our side. They weren't even getting the individuals online. I don't know what to expect. Is it an off day for Hungary? Is it an off couple of maps for Vertigo Mirage? Who knows?
Yeah. I think that's a good question. It does make you a little bit worried when you see them kind of run out of steam on that third one, and then they have to go in and play a whole nother best of three right afterwards. You're like, damn, like that's asking a lot. But hopefully the little bit of a break that they had here will sort of reinvigorate them, and they're going to come back into it. But yeah, I mean that is cause for concern. I'm willing to be persuaded otherwise. I still think the Hungarian squad is good. They had a lot of good individuals, but yeah, there could be some cause for concern maybe.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I'm going to keep an open eye heading into this one. Belgium, we saw them pull off the ridiculous comeback, right? You know, this was a side with 12-5 down in the groups, and they pulled it off in what felt like, again, an absolutely impossible fashion to get back in towards that game. And somehow, some way they did in towards overtime. That was against Norway, I think, off the top of my head. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, it was against Norway. A crazy game. They ended up winning that one 16-14. I don't know how they did it. All power to them as well, because for Belgium, they, at least in our mind, we now know them as a side that you cannot actually count out of this. We know they have is the individuals that can show up, they can put up a decent performance. Hungary, from a team that felt like maybe they were a lock-in towards the World Esports Championships, in a little bit of a dicier spot now.
Yeah, just ever so slightly. I'd be kind of surprised if they don't make it. I've got to be honest, but obviously, yeah, like you slide a little bit, and you never know. You're into a weird position. It is another best of three, though, so they're gonna have a chance to really get tested. That's obviously what we're here for, anyway. So I'm quite curious. I did see a lot of Czech Republic flags in the last game we had in chat. People were spamming those, so. Good job, guys. Hopefully, we'll see. Maybe some of the Hungarians are back rooting for them here, or maybe. We'll see some of the Belgians coming in as well to try and help out. But yeah, I'm quite excited for it. Again, Belgian Counter-Strike has always been in this weird spot where, again, some of the more talented players have always kind of famously been stolen off to France, and we just all pretend that they are French. But maybe they can field a strong team here. You've got to hope so.
Yes, we could take a look at some of these lineups. We'll start with Belgium. Why not? This is a side who have a couple of players in particular who have a bit of name value. In particular, it's Krepau. He's been a bit of a stalwart of the Belgian scene. He's been around for a long time, playing on a variety of different teams like EC Club Bruges, Genk off the top of my head as well. He played for a little bit. Project Versio, which is another Belgian side, which he played on. So yeah, a player who's been around for a bit of a minute. Same with Note as well. He played, I'm pretty sure, with Krepau on both Genk and EC Club Bruges, and recently was playing with Monty Gen. And I don't know if I think he's not anymore, but he was somewhat recently playing with them. He's a youngster, 18 years of age, but seems pretty talented. I casted him once on that Monty Gen, their academy side, and he looked pretty good in all fairness. The rest of the team rounds out with Chucky, Scyther, and Stumble on that side. Their opponents, of course, we've just seen them, is Hungary, which, again, name value wise are very good. Aaron, Corey, Fleeve, Coolio, and Javi. Aaron, Corey, and Javi currently on trial, all play on the Pera, with Fleeve and Coolio as well, who have been around on the scene for a while. Coolio currently the coach over towards Navi Academy. So Navi, whatever, junior, I think is what they're called kind of currently.
That's pretty exciting. That shows you love Counter-Strike quite a bit. If you're playing in one team and coaching another one, like you've got to be in it to really do that much. So good on him. Good to see people are building some stuff here. Yeah, those are the lineups. Now we still obviously have to find some maps to be played on. So let's see if we can get that going. Curious if we're going to see Vertigo once again. It's going to be banned out. That does make a lot more sense, but we have Nuke instead, so everyone is happy now. Anubis, and then deciding on Ancient. Great maps.
Yeah. I think we've now finally with this Nuke, I think we've actually seen all the maps in the pool. It only took us in towards day 3 of EU, but we got there in the end. I said in the best of threes, that's where I expect to see the Nukes come through, and we've got it, so that's a good thing. I am going to throw out a little bit of a warning sign for the Nuke, though. Nuke is a good map for Pera, which is the core over towards Hungary. This is a map in which they play a lot in their team. It's a map in which Aaron calls very well on and plays very well on an individual basis as well. So I'm a little concerned for me. We already know as well that Anubis is such a strong pick. It's the one map they won in the previous series. They were flawless, playing it 3 times in the groups as well, Anubis, for Hungary, and they won all of them. So this is a map which so far they're yet to lose on. They've been very comfortable on. So Hungary, in my eyes, that feels like a surefire win, even despite how rough maybe that first series looked. So I actually look at this veto and say for Belgium, who I would say is the underdogs coming in towards this one, they're at least in the name value side of things, not as strong a side as Hungary, obviously, despite the result we've just seen. I look at this and say, I think if Belgium don't find Nuke, I think they actually could be in a lot of trouble for this series. So that's the big focus for me, is that Nuke. They've got to have a game plan. Para play this, the core of Hungary. It's a map in which they played on LAN at Pro League as well and looked pretty decent. So I'm tentative about it, a little nervous just in Belgium's side. Maybe, I'm not sure if it's a case of they've got an idea about how to beat Para on it, or whether they maybe didn't do the research and they've just kind of picked for themselves.
Yeah, well, they're going to be tested either way for sure. I mean, Nuke is, I still think, the most fun map in the pool. Don't get to see it nearly enough. Also, the kind of map that definitely, again, normally it's dodged in best of 1 scenario. So usually it's in the best of 3s that we really start to kind of see it get popped out a little bit more. But yeah, I'm interested to see. I'm guessing you're tilting towards the Hungarian side in spite of the fact that we just saw them kind of get beat up a little bit on that last map.
Yeah, I am. I just think, despite what was a rough showing and despite all the rest, I still look at this and just say I really do enjoy how Hungary can play. I know how they can play because of the individuals, and I think that might be the thing that drags them across the line. I do think Belgium had a little bit of an easier group. It's as simple as, for Belgium, they finished 3rd in their group, but it was actually a tie, but it was between Norway and Austria. Also, 2 of the teams who aren't the strongest, in all fairness. Norway, they looked okay. Obviously, they had a big kind of choke where they lost out from 12-5 against Belgium. Austria, again, there's a couple of names there, but it's not exactly a region which is the strongest for Counter-Strike. So I think they're probably the easiest group of all of them, Group C, and Belgium still finished 3rd in it due to round difference. I feel that Hungary, who arguably had the hardest group, they're Kosovo, who have now booked their spot towards Riyadh. They won their game against Latvia earlier, 2-1, so they're locked in towards going to LAN. Slovakia, who also looked very good as well. They had Frozen playing, which kind of ridiculous. I'm not 100% sure if he will continue to be playing. I think it might have just been for the day. And then, the other teams in that group were pretty good as well. Denmark, the Gaming Gladiators core didn't show up. Ireland had some good names from the UK and Irish scene who are very solid too, and they both went 2 and 3. So I think there's a very solid group, and Hungary went flawless in it. That, for me, even though despite the previous best of 3 going badly, I'm still looking at the more kind of macro sense of things.
Okay, that's a pretty good analysis. I appreciate that. Yeah, sometimes the results don't tell you everything. There's a little bit of context to it there. Yeah, you reminded me of Denmark as well. That does still make me a little bit upset that they just didn't even do anything at all. Like, it's very bad overall for them. So they won't be there. But our neighboring country in Sweden obviously won it the last time around. So they'll be defending the title, no question. I don't know. It feels like it could be a little bit of a comeback here for the Hungarian squad if they're going to keep playing well. Krepow, last time we saw him, I agree, he played very well. I don't know. I had a pretty good feeling about this team the last time we saw them, but obviously it's hard to judge if they're going to continue to be on that same form here today for a whole best of 3. But we'll find out. I think we've got almost everybody in the server. Maybe need 1 or 2 more players to join up, but then we should be good to go to get into the opening. Remember, you guys can head over to IESF.gg as well to keep up with all the results. If there's a particular country that you are cheering for, maybe your own country, then you can usually find out what's going on there once the game's are over and done with. So go check that out.
Yes, exactly. You can see the results and all the rest. Yeah, I'm quite interested about this series, primarily looking towards Hungary in how they respond. They've had 10-15 minute break in between. It can be quite tough to mentally reset off the back of what inherently wasn't the greatest of showings. They really didn't feel comfortable. They didn't look exactly like they were going to be a side who were competitive, especially in that 3rd map at all, and that was the case. Map number 1 of Vertigo wasn't great either. So yeah, it's weird. The positive note is both of those maps aren't here, right? We've got the Nuke and Anubis, 2 maps in which that they feel good with. That Ancient, if we need as a decider, another map in which they did play in the groups and won. But yeah, it's at least for me a weird scenario that we're in. I just think Hungary, the way I'm going to put it is they just didn't play the way they should be playing, or they didn't play the way that they did in groups as a side who were there in Yash with us last year. They were great on land. They made it all the way to the playoffs. I think it was Sweden they ended up losing to, which is fair enough, who ended up winning the whole thing. Yeah, it's a weird scenario that I'm in with Hungary. They're just not playing to the level I know they can.
Hopefully that can change. Yeah, in the meantime, we'll have a little bit of a break here before we really get into the game. You were telling me just before you got started, you're playing the Battlefield a little bit. You've been enjoying that? Has it been worth it? Honestly,
yeah. When that game first came out, I don't know if you saw, but it was just like a mess.
I remember. I seem to remember, yeah.
It seems to be always the case with these like AAA studios where they just release a game not ready. It wasn't ready. So many bugs. It had like no hit reg, which is kind of awful. Apparently they fixed it now. Well, they have fixed it as of, I've been playing it myself. It's pretty good. So yeah, man, I can't complain. We have just had an update. Players are struggling to get into the server. So rather than us sit here and waffle a little bit, we're going to throw us onto a break. When we are back, we're going to go straight into towards map number 1. Sit tight. We'll see you soon.
Okay, well, here we go. We're into the game. They sorted out all of the issues. So shout out to the teams for fixing that. We are going to have Belgium playing up against Hungary. We have a best of 3, and Hungary looking to make up for... Oh, it's a pretty disastrous finish to the game against Czech Republic, but that's all in the past. So we're on Nuke to begin with here, so let's just get this show on the road. Yeah, it was a tough finish. They just never looked comfortable in that one. Quick play. Scythe gonna lead it out. And he'll get that first frag. Xavi just overwhelmed. Everybody overwhelmed towards A. I think it's done. Round done. I think Anders. That's it. Well, can't really twist it in too many ways here. Coolio showing up, looking for a headshot. Instead gets headshot. Life for you. And Fleeve gonna get overrun as well. So not a single casualty on the Belgian side. And they will just absolutely pick it up. I just realized I don't think I've spent any real time in Belgium at all, in spite of the fact that it's like pretty close to Denmark, all things considered. I just, I've never really been hanging out there at all. How could that be? I have. I can say I have. I've been probably like 15 times to Brussels, I would say. Oh, damn, okay. Yeah. My ex-girlfriend was from there, so I kind of had to. Well, that's cheating, isn't it? I wasn't really like going of my own accord. That's fair enough. Yeah, I really haven't. Like, I've touched down in the airports. I think that's about it. What a weird scenario. Do you want to hear a bit of a big opinion though about it? This maybe I hadn't seen the right places. I would say Belgium's probably one of the most boring cities I've been. About Brussels, one of the most boring cities I've been to. Brussels, really? Yeah. I find it so dull. It's like just like nothing to do. It's just like London, but without the cool bits, just like the business bits. That's kind of that's how I thought of Brussels when I was there. I mean, it's where that like the UN's head of the UN's there. I think and stuff like that. Business. So it's very businessy, very like kind of political headquarters and stuff. And that's kind of the feeling I got. And it's just like one of those places like €6 coffees and just it's what it is. I didn't really find it like uber cool. I remember it being quite unremarkable, sadly. Okay. Well, maybe I didn't see the cool bits, no offense, but I think I like so many times and it never changed. Fair enough. we'll have some Belgians in the chat that are gonna be there too, to tell us otherwise. Yeah, please. I believe well known for waffles. I feel like that's a reason enough to go on its own, Yeah, they're pretty good. And beer. Waffles and beer. I mean, most old school breweries are like from Belgium, but like Germany's known as a place of beer, but it's actually not. Belgium's actually like the historical beer place, and they have like really cool, very so many enemies right now. I'm just saying. Yeah, I know, but it's just history. It's just fact. They've got I forget what they call it. It's like when like old. Oh my god! Yeah, Xavi nearly quick switch there to his demise. I think you call it like when old monasteries, when they would brew their own beer. That's how a lot of like really old school beer. Oh yeah, that makes sense. What it's called, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's a crazy percentage of them are actually from Belgium rather than Germany. Germany just drinks a lot of it, but it doesn't have as many like old school monastery-esque kind of beer places, which is what Belgium has a lot of. It's got like a really deep beer history, basically. Well,
They're pretty good. They're pretty
going to get all the hate mail in your inbox from Germans saying, what are you talking about?
I've been to both places. They're different types of beers. I say German beer is like the one that like, everybody kind of used to, is like quite palatable. You know, their lagers and whatever. And the Steins, super cool. Belgian beer is like, it's significantly stronger percentage wise, and it's a bit more of a niche taste. But I really like it. I think it's probably it might be all the best beers I've ever had are all Belgian.
Germany, they all have like different city beers as well, right? Like,
yes.
I remember there's like you go to Cologne
is a cool
like,
one. Yeah.
Kölsch or whatever,
yes,
and like you
that's
have to learn all the local ones. Wild times. Here we go, though. There is a Nova shotgun in play, and it's done a little bit of damage already. It's been picked up by Aaron now. He's pushing forward. He can't find it. That's a bit of a shame. I would have loved to have seen a Nova do a little bit more damage here. Stolen Mac-10 on Xavi as well. Surely he is not long for this world. If they swing wide, this is outside of the range where the Mac-10 is going to be doing, you know, that much damage to 2 or 3 people coming in. So, yeah, it's a very, very quick 3-0 here for Belgium, just to catch up with the game again. Yeah, this is starting to look very good. Yeah,
I forgot to mention it as well, but you know, I have to do it. Another CT4 spy unsuccessful. So
yeah,
on the list it goes. But 3-0 start on T-side nuke is important. This is the most CT-side map in the pool. It has been for a while. The only map that was even in kind of recent memory that was comparable was when Overpass was in the pool. CS2 Overpass was so CT-sided, even more so than nuke, statistically, in fact, as well, where we could even see, you know, it happened on multiple occasions, 11-4 halves, way back at the tail end of Go, and then in towards the likes of CS2, where we saw kind of these, even more so, these more one-sided halves, like 9 3s and 8 4s be flipped immediately when you went in towards the CT side. Overpass was maybe a little busted, maybe one of the reasons as to why they kind of took it out from the pool to rework it a bit, but nuke has always been super CT-sided, and since Overpass has left, it kind of reclaims its crown.
Okay, well, they got money back. Again, like I said, we left off with Hungary in that Czech Republic game looking quite flat. That's the kind of energy you kind of want to get rid of in that map. Like, throw it away, try and bring it back on this one and just start anew. And this is looking very good. 3 kills on the CT side with no rebuttal at all from the T's. Going to be Krepau finally taking 1 kill, but that probably will not make a big difference here. The bomb is not picked up by anybody of the last 2 players that are left here, so a lot of work ahead of them. And I think for Hungary, you just want to, yeah, it's right there in front of one of the players on the Hungarian side. So just take it easy here. Make sure you stack up. You don't give them too many single fights. Trade the kills if you need to, and then you should be good to go. So looking good to pick up the first rifle round here.
Yeah, I think so. 2 guns to work with. Double AK, 1 flash, 1 nade. What do you actually really do here? I don't think all too much. Also, just to note as well, for lack of a better term, IES is coming in place for Note as in the lineup for Belgium. He was incredible the other day. He actually ended up getting MVP of the day when we caught him on day 1, and deservedly so. One of the maps, I think, is 28 kills he dropped when they went towards OT and they pulled it back. He was the hero. He was the man who kind of tooth and nail sort of dragged this side to success when it felt like they were out of it. So definitely somebody to keep an eye out for the Belgian side. He's crisp, very, very crisp. Obviously, Krepau as well is another name who is more notable. And Scyther had a really decent game the other day too. So they're the 3 I'm going to throw out who, in particular, looked really, really solid. And so far, I mean, IES has looked good. 6-1. Keeps on his AK because that round was a non-starter. Never going to get going. Hungary going to find their first. And it has to now be a bit of a first than many. Rebuy back in for Belgium. No issues. They have plenty of cash off the start of the first 3. Lose this, though, and it could change that.
Yeah, all right. We'll take it. Again, we're just looking for, more than anything, I think, for the Hungarian side to recover a bit of their confidence early on here. That's what it's all about. Get into the game, get warmed up, start to believe that you could do a little bit of damage here. A little bit of tag onto Krepau at the start of the round, down towards the squeak door. It's going to be Stumble to go down, and shot in the back is Chucky. Fleeve ready for more. He's going to make his escape. Oh, he's not quite escaped. He's going to say he's very, very lucky to make it out of that one, but Krepau, knowing the spray well enough, knew he had a chance still to get him. So 4 versus 3. Still a man advantage for the CT side, but you know what? At least they get a chance to still have a little bit of a say in this round.
My God, if he got out of there, that'd have been insane. It looks like they're still going to give this a go. If they don't find the first fight, though, if they can't bring us back down to a 3 versus 3, I actually wouldn't even hate the call to save and go again towards the next. And it's not great. Trade is just about, though, for Scyther, but he's taking a hell of a lot of damage. Up towards Mustang, Corey resides. The molly misses. He has spotted them going down vent 2. And Coolio's here waiting. That bomb is probably going to get caught in transition. It is on the healthier player of IES, but this is not easy. Smoke going to come down. That baits them out. But they're still struggling to get a safe plant here. They will get that bomb down.
Okay, that's the first step in the right direction. No HEs either to get rid of Scyther here, so he's not going to get blown up by that. Obviously, anything touches him apart from that, he's going to be dead. IES in the corner, and he will find the kill onto one of them. Nice headshot from Scyther. That's going to really help out, and they take down Aaron as well. A great 2 versus 3 conversion, favoring the T side. And you know what? That is not at all bad. Hungary, they're going to have still a little bit of chance to buy in this next round, but it's tricky once again.
Yeah, it is. Crep out for him. Good that he got that kill on towards the Hopper escaping. They're good that they get a bomb plant down. But it's one of those where for Belgium, they never should have got away with that round. The bomb plant should have been the absolute luxury they got, and that's it. So in a numbers advantage situation, for Hungary to lose that, it still feels like they haven't fixed the issues, the inherent issues of that previous series. And this round might be more of the same. Immediately, they lose 2 fights to the smoke. Thankfully, Xavi replicates.
6th round here. What could you do? Mostly grouped up on the T side, with 3 of them playing over by the lobby area. They're actually going to make their way outside. I thought maybe they're just going to try and connect with IES, who's all the way on the other side. But they will go back and instead leave just the one player. Scyther here, he's the one to sort of make sure that no one's sneaking up behind, which is fine. Might even get almost a free kill here. Did he see the gun barrel?
So.
Certainly, yeah, wow, that is well played. And that might be enough to win the round here.
I think the radar probably gives... he probably was maybe a pixel, but if you're in his position, you're so tunnel vision, then I think the radar is probably the big thing that gives him that kill there. 4v2. I don't think this one's really getting off the ground. Just keep all of the AWP is the main thing. They've gambled towards the lower site. The information's coming from the top site. I don't think it's even worth it looking remotely close. Just make sure you don't die to the bomb. That's the only thing you can ask out of them. Make sure you keep the AWP alive. They can't really buy around it, which is it's super difficult. And I mean, look where we are. 4-1, turn 5 on T side. Wow, maybe we overestimated Hungary a little bit off the back of the groups. Flawless in the groups, but so far, 2.5 maps of what we've seen out of them in today's action, they have just not looked comfortable.
No, they haven't. And it's kind of, I mean, this is where it becomes really tricky, because now we're at a stage where we maybe don't know the players that well, but it's where you need sort of like a bit of a leader, a bit of a captain to bring the team back. I've always found in the past that something that helps out a lot if you're in this kind of mental state is actually having somebody who's like a funny character on a team, someone that can laugh your way through the hardship, right? Someone to crack a joke, say something inappropriate at the right time. But it's just like, it helps, because otherwise what can happen, and what it feels a little bit like here for the Hungarian squad, is that you're just stuck in this weird space where it's like, come on, like nothing's really working. Where are the kills? Like, we're losing more rounds. We just lost like an endless amount of rounds against Czech Republic. Now we're losing more rounds here. And it's just like, there's nothing to break up that feeling. So, take a timeout if you need it, but otherwise, like, find a way to get mentally back into the game, because it is starting to feel like they're lacking that a little bit at the moment. Absolutely.
I wouldn't mind just seeing a couple more pauses too, even if you're not having any sort of tactical conversation, just to be like, okay, we just need to have a breath here. Let's just take a moment. We're not playing the way we should be. We're a little bit all over the place. We're kind of disjointed. Let's just relax for a second. I think they're probably feeling a little bit too much pressure. Bad series loss has kind of leaked in towards the second series of the day here, and if they're not careful, they're going to potentially lose this map without even really getting to a point of contesting. Fleeve, you're up close. If you can get one here and fall away, that's good. A second would be lovely. The jump across is beautiful. Might be in trouble. 1 for 1 isn't actually bad there in all fairness with Belgium. Trades generally do benefit the T side.
No, that's really respectable. You'll definitely take that one. Nice little dink coming out. Aaron finds the headshot against IS and make it a 4 versus 3. Fleeve is going to be careful, and he's not quite careful enough. He wasn't holding the angle, and he wasn't really falling away. Somewhere in between, and that gets him killed. 3 versus 3. The bomb surely going to get planted here. Stumble going to be able to put that down. Grenade around just to take a look, but one of these retaking with is going to be a Mag 7. Oh, they've picked up the AWP. That's a no-scope. But pushing up behind them, 1 versus 2 now, spraying them down, hunting him, Chucky. It's another no-scope coming in from Corey. That is wild, and they will win the round behind that one, but my God, that could have gone 10 different ways.
They needed a bit of luck. They'll get it. It's as simple as that. Couple of no-scopes come through. Corey is very fortunate, but in the end, I always come back to one thing for me of, is that replicable? Maybe not. Hungary have got to find better ways to win rounds. And so far, that one is not giving me the confidence just yet. Yes, they've got it, which is great. The way in which they've got it is, it's a little bit funny, isn't it? Right? M4 swings, the no-scope. They're close range no-scopes, but it's a no-scope warbang, actually, as well, to make, insult to injury. Is it replicable? No, it's probably the way I go about it. It's a little bit of RNG that goes their way. Luck is part of the game, but
yeah,
Hungary have got to find better ways to win rounds. That's a better start. Fleeve finds the first, goes untraded. That's much more like it.
Did they realize that Crepo's out here? They surely will call it out that there's a chance. Nicely done, Fleeve. Yeah, keep it going. Again, this is something that was just missing on the final map in the last series that we're covering, was any back-to-back rounds for Hungary. They just were so few and far between. And that, again, is going to stop you from building momentum. IES coming into this round, all of a sudden, 2 kills, just no response to it. And now Stumbles here. If he'd held the angle, I think he would have had it, but he just hesitated. Again, doubted himself ever so slightly. Moving forward with the AWP, and that's a no-go for IES. He's going to get dropped. Krepau's been flanking this the whole way through, and unfortunately for him, there's a FAMAS waiting for him that he's never going to check. There's just 0 chance that he looks here. Coolio going to get this one for free, and it will be Hungary to win the round. That's encouraging. Back-to-back rounds. I still feel like there are ways that they could have lost this one, but we'll leave it for now. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Nice and Fleeve individually too. There's opening couple. It's still a very weird game. I think for Belgium, the other side for them is just make sure they don't get too comfy. Just find your way in which kind of the tone and the tempo of the way they found those early rounds. A little bit quicker. I like this kind of more puggy, slightly natural style of play. The A site seems to be finding a lot of success. B site is a little harder for. Pistols in this round. Not a huge amount as an expectation. Coolio. I think he heard a bit of information. Doesn't want to overfight. Now spots it too. Don't need to stick around. Drop a smoke, fall away.
Fleeve, I like this. Stay alive if you can. A little bit of a wild time for Coolio as he just gets jumped on by a bunch of Tech-9s. But again, if it comes down to it, giving up the bomb plant's not the end of the world here. Just make sure you win the round. I think we're back to basics for the Hungarian squad. And you know what? They're going to win this round too. Only losing 2 players. I don't really hate it. 4-5 as they're starting to build. Finally, that bit of momentum here. Waking up. I think it's about time.
Exactly. 1-round game. It's still anybody's game. And the way I always look at Nuke as a whole, I would say if you get 5 rounds on your T side, that's more than enough. On the other side, the C side have to get at least 7. So a 7-5 feels like a bit of a handshake for me. Belgium so far, they started well. They started strong. Letting it slip a tad. That last one I'm not going to read too highly into. The other one was, of course, double no-scope. Again, I can't really blame them too much for that one. This round could be quite important, though, to at least detail the narrative a bit. Where is this momentum swinging? I'll flash out. Krepau's trying to get out a single door here, but he's being kept at bay. Oh, and actually, just tucking the head there in towards Garage, not spotted.
Crepau out of the round, yeah. Not much to do about that. A little bit of a trade-in. They will take down Coolio in the meantime. Aaron sneaking up. Oh, but they're waiting for him. Nicely done, Chucky. Going to be a 3 versus 3. If Aaron would have been allowed to turn that corner and nobody was looking, probably the end of the round. Belgium looking to extend their lead. Get up to a 6-4 scoreline here. Fleeve, though, he's got the right idea. He kind of knows. And he's going to get rewarded for it. Scyther goes down. Gotta wonder what the Belgian squad is doing out there in the yard. Kind of, the goal is to get to the bomb site. I don't think playing around the smoke out there for that long. It's fine. Like, you go back and you check for Aaron and you find him, and that's okay. But maybe at some point you're going to have to try and move on here. It's now 2 versus 2. About 35 seconds left. So they're committed to the B bomb site. Smoke up here. But look at this positioning here from Xavi. This is very powerful.
Fleeve. Oh, he's trying to help out Xavi with information, but he gains none inside of that smoke. They both sneak out a single door. This 2v2 post plan is doable, but then they get smoked themselves. And a Molotov is in the hands of Xavi. He drops it via window. Tap on towards the bomb. Holding mouse 1. He might just stick. This time's gone. That's it. Round 1. Off the back of just one smoke. They use the smoke to plant Belgium, and Hungary do the same thing to the fuse. 5-all. And now game is on here. I mean, the bomb plan is good, but we are still seeing a decent resurgence from Hungary, which could be utilized for them heading in towards that second half. I said for the core of this island towards Hungary, this is traditionally a good map for them online when they play under Para. And we're starting to see a little bit of why now.
That is, yeah, that's a kind of a rough way to lose around there. But still, if you're on the T side, you do a lot of damage. And that's probably why they're forcing up into this round. They kind of know that there can't be that much money on the CT side. So try and put some more pressure on, even if it's with 3 Mac 10s like this. And we'll see. It could be the kind of round where you just try and get close. And, you know, once you get the fight started, you just keep going with the Mac 10s because that's what they do well. The speed is really the key for them. Setting up at lobby, heading towards the ramp position here. Coolio gonna just jiggle this position with a incendiary grenade in hand, so should be able to slow them down a bit, or at least do a little bit of damage if they try to make their way through. Potential push coming through on the other side for Hungary. So I don't know. The door's closing on this one for Belgium. They're in a little bit of trouble.
Xavi. For one, IES gets caught. That's a big kill to get early too. He so far has at least been a little bit more of that consistent factor for Belgium. And now with 45 seconds after losing the initial fight, they look a little perplexed as to where to go, where to finish. I mean, do they go to wrap A heaven here? I mean, they've got hell control. It could be a temptation. Once playing down towards this lower site, Coolio, kind of alone here, has to go 2 for 1. He has a bit of support. I feel like Hungary think it might be going towards top side. So Coolio, yeah, 2 for 1 might be a necessity. There's 1, there's 2. That's fine. Any more for any more would be nice. I don't get it with a pistol. He's done brilliantly. Even getting 2 there is all that's necessary. The last man alive as well of Cypher. They could even play time and try and kill him after it, but they don't need to. He swings, Fleeve finds. That's a perfect hold down towards B. And Hungary guarantee at the bare minimum it's going to be a tie at the turn of the half.
That's pretty impressive here. Coolio, good work. Like you said, 2 kills probably enough. Third one, you think he actually double dinks Chucky there. 1 in the head when he was falling down, and then 1 as soon as he touches the ground. Hungary now taking the round lead, 6-5, moving into round number 12, the last of the half. And anything can really happen. There's a very open game right now. But I've got to say, it's good to see Hungary getting, you know, coming alive a little bit again. It was depressing to see them disappear from the game altogether, but I feel like they're kind of back online. Xavi's coming in with 11 kills at the moment, and everyone else is kind of doing pretty well. So, yeah, I would say we're starting to have a real game on our hands here.
Oh, Aaron gets close. Those smokes are going to fade soon. They need to be careful. They are in the open. Are only 1 crosses. They didn't realize the timing on their own smokes, but thankfully they'll get a kill. So I guess it kind of works in their favor.
Yeah, good kill in return.
Where are they trying to go? This is the thing. They don't have the U now to replicate outside smokes. I think they're forced into going for a topside hit here.
Yeah, I don't know. It was the same kind of hesitation that we saw earlier when they were kind of out of the yard just fighting. I feel like maybe that is become a little bit of a problem for the T side here. A little bit too much movement. And not enough decisions to just go for a bomb site when you have the opportunity. Corey, if he sticks around in this position, could be very good with the AK. Oh, assuming they don't count on the vent. But yeah, if they swing on him here, might be able to just get a kill. Oh, it's going to be very quick for Chucky. Well done. So 20 seconds. And now bomb is going to be planted on the other side. One of them retaking with the AWP. That's Fleeve walking in. You miss a shot here, you should be dead. He's going to get killed by Chucky. It's a very good round out of him. 3 kills will tie up the game at 6-6 leading into the second half. Yeah, it's anybody's map at the moment.
I'm surprised they walk away with that final round. They really looked lost off the back of their smokes going. But yeah, at the very least, 6 is generally actually pretty good for a T-side of nuke. I still think Belgium have got more than enough in terms of foundations to lean on. A pistol round really kind of secure them. I feel like if Hungary are able to start their T-side, a similar fashion to how Belgium started theirs, then it could be maybe a little bit of a problematic spot. But like you said, it still is anybody's game. It's a tough old spot that they put themselves in. Yeah, I don't know. This is one that feels quite difficult to call so far. I feel like for Hungary, it's good that they came online. It's good that it's at the tail end as well. But can they now come in towards the T side where they struggled a little bit as well on towards Mirage 2? Can they make it work? I don't know. From what we've seen today, especially with that first series, it wasn't positive signs. So I'm a little nervous for them. And that's not a good start. They try and fade the smoke, and Crep are going to get a double.
Yeah, not bad. Chucky back here. Oh, he's going to get it run down. He did get the 1 kill, but 2 versus 2. Pissed around could be absolutely critical here. Tied up game. You want to have that little bit of an advantage. Fleeve, nice. Just almost a fadeaway shot falling around the side, leaving you stumble. Alone, he knows. Oh, what a headshot, but he still goes down. Fleeve to save the day for Hungary. 3 kills on him. I thought there was a chance at the side that was going to be able to do that.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's a nice little double from Grepa. He nearly gets a third as well. It's pretty close, but a good round. That was a bit of a necessity out for Hungary. I mean, the bomb plant is kind of all they're actually looking for, but taking the round itself is big. Well, how many kills they got, Belgium are going to go back into a force themselves. Triple Mac 10 versus triple MP9. Very similar buys. The only difference is on one side it's upgraded pistols to round it out. The other side is double AKs. So you would lean in favor generally. Hang on, they've gone past each other. Did Aaron hear him? It seems like he's not really that aware. He might not have.
Yeah, there's a little bit too much chaos. He's not looking for it at the moment. Back in the smoke we go. Who's going to find who first? That fight outside could dictate what's happening on the rest of the map. Aaron is certainly looking, so it does kind of feel like he's aware that someone could have been in that smoke somewhere, but Krepau's right there in front. What a weird position for each player to find themselves in. MP9 versus Mac 10, and I would have bet on Krepau there. He did get the dink, but a little bit too much of a return as Krepau goes down. Okay, good beginning. Hungary, they take this one. They cement a pretty good lead.
One round lead and Hungary for them. They want to build upon it, but this round's still losable potentially. Yes, the numbers favor them. They fight isolated. It could be uncomfortable because IES going to get one with that 5-7 for free. Up close could be more of the same. They're trying to tap away, and IES isolating them up the vent. Chucky going to get one with the MP9, and that's why those sort of rounds are losable. If you don't fight together, now look what they're left with. 1v3. Xavi's really going to pull them out of a dark hole here. And I don't think it's going to be the case. That's a bad one to lose. Hungary, that's a real lack of discipline in that instance. And a good force to go out for Belgium. I'll give them their credit.
Yeah, but I agree. That should not be happening. Good situation overall, but Chucky just comes barreling in. He's had some deadly rounds. 15-7 on Chucky. He's kind of been the standout player for a while here, and we'll tie up the game 7-7. Belgium coming into this game, maybe a little bit stronger than some people were expecting. Certainly impressive work that they're putting on for today. They've done great damage to the T-side economy. It's going to be 1 AK hero picked up here for Corey, but that's it. That's what they have to fight with.
Yeah, that's a bad one to lose. I think that still for me is showing the real holes in the side of this Hungary side who individually have good talent, but losing it in that sort of fashion there where they have the better firepower, they should walk over around like that as well, and they just fight isolated. They allow for individuals to take control. Credit to IES again, still continues to be a menace. Even that one kill alone completely halted all their attention towards main and allow for the MP9 to dive up vent. It's small things like that just make a massive difference. 1 AK, the hero in the hands of Corey. He needs to be a bit of a hero in this one.
Krepal, as long as they're not making too much noise or getting tagged up, he's not going to know quite every single one walking away past, but he spots them out. That's great information. And as long as he lives, I would say that's pretty much okay. You can see that they can make some rotations down below. That's so much knowledge to work with. Stumble, going to try and take a bit of a fight, just chipping away at them. Good stuff. Oh, the reload! It's a second too late. He actually does go down. There's Zeus involved somewhere in there. Xavi alone, and he's going to get dropped as well. It's actually a more costly round than I was expecting for the Belgian squad, but they'll pick it up.
Yeah. It's a good thing they do get it. They will have to reinvest back in, but now they've got double AK to work with, and they can buy around it. So for the most part, it's fine. They're made to work for it. Credit to Stumble even getting 2 out of that. I honestly thought he was going to go 1 for 1. Hungary lose the lead from what felt like, especially with how things started, that it was going to be them able to chain them together. They are, they're in a bit of a spot here where it still feels, at least for me, that Hungary are not in this game properly. Advantages are in Belgium's court. They should get a 9th here too. There's only, 2, maybe 3 if you're lucky, kind of full buys in for Hungary before this map kind of gets stolen away from them.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Ah, yes, 13 kills. Chunky at 16. On the other side, I guess it's Xavi at the moment with 14, playing pretty well. But there's nobody that's... I guess Stumble is struggling a little bit. He was from the start, so 5 on him. Apart from that, it's not looking really too bad in the server at the moment. Very close game once again, but I am a little bit surprised to not see Hungary with a little bit more of some more forceful rounds. I guess that's the other side of it. We're talking about like sort of momentum and the energy and all the rest of it. But you know, some of the other teams that we've seen so far in the qualifier, what we talk about is confidence. Like they're taking sick fights. They're really out there disrespecting their opponents in a good way. Hungary are not showing that right now, and they should have some of the talent to be able to do that a little bit, right? But they are playing a little bit more muted, perhaps. And that can really be a bad sign at times. Good cleanup here. They'll lose a couple of players on the CT side, but overall, they take a 2-round lead. They start to build a little bit of an economy. Yeah, it's looking decent.
Yeah, I can't complain. Not what we've seen for now. Buy back in for Hungary. One that, for my money, feels like it has to be converted. If you don't, you got Belgium up towards double digits. They probably get an 11th off the back of it too if you deny the bomb plant. Bit of the 2-for-1 special because that economy gets broken. Lost bonus isn't built up just yet for Hungary. This is a very important round. This could be the one that could break this Hungary side and could see Belgium across the line. And hence why I said 6 rounds on that T side from Belgium felt pretty good. Normally for me, 5 or more, you're sitting pretty happy. Smoke gets broken open. Corey doesn't capitalize on his chance though. Damage dealt, but it's Corey the first to fall, in fact. That's tough.
So much damage on the Stumble. Unfortunate for him. He had the right idea, but just got kind of blind sprayed through the smoke there. A lot of damage onto the Belgian squad here. Chucky's still alive, though. I've got to count that as a big plus for them at the moment. He seems to be almost unbeatable. 4 versus 4. And round number 17 here. We'll see if Hungary can stop the bleeding for a round or two. They need to. They don't have any money in the bank. If they lose this one, then they're going to be saving, and it's probably Belgium getting all the way up to 11 rounds. Nice timing on the smoke there to really slow it down, about 50 seconds on the clock, and now it looks like they might try and execute onto the A-bomb side. The question is, what part will Fleeve play in this? He's down below somewhere, so is he going to try and come up the vent, or what is the plan? Smoke up.
Is he the fake?
Yeah.
He's going to drag him away.
Oh, it could be. But that's suspicious. You see that going in? Ooh, oh, yes, not ready. They burnt a little bit to their own Molotov, to be honest. That's... Oh, actually, another one thrown out there. Nice headshot from Aaron coming through, and it's Chucky alone, so that's a great take. Wow, that worked out super well.
That was pretty solid. I can't lie. They go through their own Molotov, but I don't hate the decision either because it's just a little bit unorthodox. Chucky, he spotted him. The only thing he wants to make sure is he doesn't get tunnel visioned, and he does. Downhill fall to the hands of Aaron. So Hungary, a much-needed round taken for them, and all picked up as well. They had to win that gun round. If they hadn't, they would have been in a very problematic spot for in my opinion, you know, where we're talking about Belgium getting 10, maybe even 11 rounds before the next full buy comes back through, and it could have been spelling the potential beginning of the end. So that one-round lead is pretty frail kind of now for Belgium. You don't have a buy to go around it. Just a few upgraded pistols, nothing too scary. Hungary should tie this game up, and that puts them back in towards at least for themselves, a bit of a confident position.
Oh, no question. Money broken. It's all right here for the taking. Just gotta avoid some of the pistols, but apart from that, it's not like they can do a lot on the CT side here. Hungary playing very, very, very carefully. They're really trying to make sure that they're not screwing up this round in some sort of disastrous way. I can respect that. Yeah. We'll see if they can find a way to make their way through. Spend, like, how much time? 45 seconds, kind of just waiting around here. Corey. Could he find him? Krapau snuck on through. It's a bit awkward. Ooh, is he going to know? Might be a free kill here, even with the USP. Yeah, that's it. Going to get that one. Pick up the AK. And I don't think there's anyone up at the silo to stop him either, so going to try and make a bit of an escape. 4 versus 5. That AK could be dangerous, though. They're going to take down side there and spray wild. He does a bit of damage, but not enough to get the kill. So the bomb should be planted. I still think this should be absolutely fine for the T side.
I think you're right. Flea takes one, misses a second chance. Turn around. Ooh, they might be looking the wrong way. It's fine. Xavi can hold the cross, and he gets 2 out of 3. Stumbles the last, and he will not be able to pull off any more. Fleezy's off with the pistol. Hungary, a big, big tie-up for them, just to make sure that they don't let anything slip. They lost a couple of ones that they most definitely shouldn't have. That's probably the way I'll put it in towards that first series. That time, see over the secure one, and that's all you can really ask them. The rounds that you should be winning, you do win, no matter how comfortable they are. That's all that really matters. 9-all. A buy back in, a little bit of a haphazardly buy, though, for Belgium, which requires a double MP9. So it's not exactly, I think, probably as comfortable as they would have hoped. I think maybe if they'd saved just even one gun, it would have absolutely alleviated the financial pressures here. But they're prioritizing utility, which I can really get behind.
Yeah, I mean, no one, I think, is feeling super comfortable in this game at the moment. I'm certainly not. I feel like neither team is being allowed to really run away with it, but they are getting back into it a little bit. Hungary. Xavi again playing quite well. Fleeve started to hit a couple of more shots with the AWP. Round number 19. Oh, he saw just enough, and a great spray from Aaron. That's a good start, but they will lose a player on the other side, so still make it a 4 versus 4. Sider hearing all the footsteps, calling it in, saying, yeah, they're definitely coming towards that ramp position. Chucky started to try and get there. The Molotov surely going to force them to slow down. And they don't want to press that other side because Chucky's already there. So 4 versus 3, and things are looking pretty good for the CT side. They're up the ladder pretty quickly, going to heaven. They want to try and see if they can go back in towards that A-bomb side, and maybe they can. I don't think there's anyone down there.
I think you're right. Aaron. Trying to hold out a single. I think they would have heard that step. Pretty sure Snowball made a bit of noise. Flash comes over. That's why he goes for the fight. He can't get the... It's actually a team kill. I'm going to say he can't get the second, but he doesn't even actually technically get the first. Coolio will, though. He banks over. Doesn't make a difference, but Chucky's given himself a chance in a 1 versus 1. Oh, Chucky has pulled it off. That is a ridiculous 1v2. They give him isolated fights, which is rule number 1 against an AWP of what not to do. And Chucky... Another round in which he's bailed them out, and still continues to be a brilliant game out from him.
Yeah, absolutely. What a surprise here. Chucky, don't think we saw this level out of him last time, but this time he looks absolutely deadly. Good job on that one in the corner. Again, this is kind of all or nothing, right? If you miss the shot, that's it. It's game over, but he doesn't. 10-9. Chucky with 21 kills. That is just delightful to see. That could easily make the difference, right? It's between him and Xavi under the team to be top fragging. But right now, Chucky playing just a couple of percentages above. Grenade around the corner. Catch Corey. He's not going to be loving that, but still capable of putting a little bit of a fight in this round. Auto shotgun picked up. Now we're talking.
Ooh, that's something I can get behind. I'm an avid XM 104 enjoyer. And on this map in particular, there's a couple of positions which really are very strong in the CT side. Xavi's fallen early. So now the big hit of Hungary down, and he has to kind of watch in the grave. This is a tough spot where Belgium find 11, and if they find the 11th, and if Hungary don't get a bomb plant, they probably get map point as well.
Yeah, well, still 55 seconds here. Molotov's going over. Flashbangs to follow it. That's always a sign. Ah, yes, super important kill to begin with. Even if he gets traded there, it slows down the T side, and they will survive with 4 members on the Belgian side. This is starting to look so much better. 11 rounds to their name, and they just need 2 more. But even more importantly, they denied the bomb plant. There is not enough money on the Hungarian squad here to put together another buy, so this has worked out very, very well for them. That's a huge round in their favor.
I can't see them losing this map now, Belgium. I mean, they should get map point. I mean, absolutely. Hungary, if they went for a force, they can't bring anything to the table, and it'd be a risk for no reason. So Hungary have got to play for overtime. Belgium, they are on track here. This one, it's a gimme. There's no two ways about it, unless things go horribly wrong. But they're against just Glocks. It's so rare that we see one of these rounds converted. Go for a bit of rush. AK actually only gets 2, but the AWP, it's a quick shot. He quick switches, which cost him his life. Thankfully, it won't make too much of a difference. Actually, a team kill from Stumble. So you can't kill him. Fine. I'll make sure he goes down. No kill bonus for you. 12-9. Map point for Belgium on their map pick.
Yeah, it's absolutely fine. Even if it's a little bit funny, they'll be okay with it at the end. Hungary need 3 in a row. Now, they had just enough money to put together a bit of a buy here, but it was kind of close. So, yeah, these AKs are better made to work. They couldn't afford an AWP if they wanted one. So surprised. But I guess positively so as well. Just Belgium playing better than maybe we were expecting. And that's always good fun to see that kind of thing popping up. Bit of an attempt to try and get some outside control on this one. A couple of people, actually quite a few people now, pushing to try and see if they can clear out the yard. Krepow hoping to catch someone right over the smoke. My God, the timing is close on that one. Double smoke that position. I don't think they were meant to do that. I think one of them was meant to go a little bit further on out, but maybe that'll backfire on them, in fact. He almost spots it. That could have been really scary.
If he got that kill, it would have definitely changed this one. Double smoke in the same position, like you said. Now they actually really can't cross without having to take fights. Belgium stick around. You'd hope they at least go 1 for 1, but it looks like they want to give it this control. They're actually going to gift them a smoke, too. Hop in towards lobby. A bit of a crunch. 3 go in that direction. So Xavi has too many places to look, and he just cannot hold them.
Julio, he's just got his aim trained up there, and while the rest of them are trying to get the boost up, maybe try and reverse into the bomb side. But you know what? That might be a little bit of an issue. There are a couple of people down here. What's even worse, there's only 20 seconds left. I'm doubting this. One single mistake, you lose the bomb, and you can't make your way down. Good kills coming in. 10 seconds on the clock now, but they're not out of the woods yet. Krepow is down here. The spray is good. He's going to get traded himself. And just like that, Chucky's in another 1 versus 2. Hungary, they just barely thread the needle on this one. Now they just need to stay out of the scope of Chucky. He's been the real hero that Belgium has been relying on here. Spots it out, didn't quite go for it. Flashbang up there, not going to do anything. If he had an HE, it might have been different. But yeah, he's going to walk away from it. He realizes it's not quite feasible this time around, I think. Might look for an exit or two, but the bomb, you can tell, is already so far ticked here. So yeah, it'll make it expensive, but it will be Hungary to win the round.
That's reaction. Oh, you hate to see it. You really do hate to see it. Fleeve is falling down the ladder. That actually will mean they don't have an orb next round. That's unfortunate. That's a mistake that can actually come back to bite them, because Chucky saves his orb and they can buy around it. So it does mean that Hungary do not have an orb to work with. Yeah. You hate to see it. That could actually have a bit of a knock-on effect here. I honestly, that one could be tough. 12-10. Hungary they're not there just yet, but also in the same time, Belgium aren't quite out of the woods either. This map's still not locked in place. They need one more mistake from the T side. That might be it. Chucky finds the first, trades favorably to the CT side as they try and go out of heart. It's not looking good. Coolio's the last that's left. The orb will be the one to get a kill, but a 1v2 now for Coolio. He's being flanked as well. Krepau, he might get a timing here perfectly. Nade comes over. He's waiting for his opportunity. The util might bait them in, but he's slipping the net. Ring around the roses here. Surely he's going to get spotted, leg spotted. He's dead man walking, Coolio. It's done.
Yeah. They know he's coming this way. Ooh, Scyther misses the opportunity, but still all of the attention's drawn away, and he's no idea. Krepau's hot on his heels. Going to be the round right then and there. 13 for the Belgium squad. I can't believe it, but very well played, to be honest. I mean, that was a good performance. Chucky, maybe especially, out of this world for him.
Yes, I mean, that really does look like an upset. I mean, there's only way. I know it's Belgium's map pick, but the name value wise over towards this Hungarian side are so solid. So the fact that they've actually managed to even make something out of that, I can't believe it. Credit to Belgium. They looked really good. They deserve that map. No two ways about it. And the same conversation still remains here for me of what is happening to Hungary. Flawless in the groups. They've come now in towards the best of threes, and they're falling apart.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Just, unfortunately, not very convincing. You feel like individually they have more to offer, but as a team right now, it is looking pretty rough. So just, they've got, obviously, more chances. Here's a best of three, but you want to say that they need a real spark back in that team. At the moment, it is looking pretty grim. So, we will have a little bit of a break, and hopefully Hungary will come back stronger on the second map. Stay tuned.
And we're back. We'll be heading in towards map number 2 in just a moment. It seems to be the only map in which Hungary, at least from the groups, and of course in towards the best of threes, that they've got on the lock and keys. That Anubis for them, which seems very solid. But Belgium taking map number 1 it wasn't on our cards. They're a side who finished third in their group. They only just made it through on rank and a round difference, right? Which is how they finished third. And I came in towards this one with Hungary into the name value thinking that they're in a strong position, but now they're in a tough position for Hungary. You know, they're one map away potentially from being eliminated.
And again, it's not that we're doubting the individuals or like we've seen in the server what they could do. It's just like an overall weird vibe about them not really like ever getting any real role to them. Obviously, it's hard to judge on the outside. We don't have the player cams or anything, but in general, it just kind of feels like there's not a lot of like, here we go winning 3-4 rounds in a row. We're building an economy. We're taking like sick fights or anything. It feels like they're all the time trying to recover some lost situations. So yeah, I'm a bit nervous, but maybe they can turn it around. I've got to say, I'm a little bit skeptical at the moment, but the map is going to surely favor them.
Yes, yeah. I'm a little nervous, but I think that's the one thing they've got going for them. Even in the earlier series where Vertigo and Mirage looked very, very weak, they were all over the place, Hungary. At least Anubis looked very good. That was the map in which, like, okay, they've got a chance here. That's even why heading in towards that map number 3, I was thinking, right, this is what they've got going for them. Yeah. They've just won Anubis so comfortably. Surely they can kind of bring that in towards the next. It's, not the greatest of showing to Nuke on a map which is meant to be good for the core of this team. I think this is still, I want to save face a little bit over towards Hungary and just say, I think honestly this feels like a bad day so far. I've seen these guys play Nuke before. I've seen those individuals, 3 out of 5 of them, and they've looked considerably better. So far it's not working. It's as simple as that. They've got to change things up though, heading in towards Anubis. They've got to try and find a way. stay alive, because this is for tournament, qualification on the line. If they want to go towards WEC, they were there last year in Yash. Yeah. They want to go back to back, and right now they're one map away from that not happening.
That's pretty brutal. I'd be surprised if they don't make it, but I said that at the beginning, and now they're one step further away, losing on Nuke to begin with. So, yeah, we'll see how this one plays out. Second map is going to be on Anubis to decide the whole thing, potentially, unless we can get some surprising results here from Hungary. They are going to be starting on the CT side, and Belgium going to be starting on the T side. So, once again, welcome back. A new map has just started if you are joining us. Here's much more action coming up. Obviously, there's more qualifiers happening. There's also a whole female qualifier happening. So if you guys haven't spotted that out yet, it's worth checking out. Some good action happening over on that side too.
Oh my, look at this. Oh, Julie's for the first. Javi only going 1-for-1, maybe not good enough. The nade, however, is good. Very good. Cypher is lucky to be alive. And I think this might spell potentially even the beginning of the end for this fight towards mid. It's very messy. Scyther will fall on the cross, but he was the low HP player, so maybe not the most damning thing in the world. Chucky had a great map number 1. Might be continuing towards map number 2, trying to ice a fight. Uh-oh, Chucky's being gifted the 1v1s, and he's pretty crisp right now. He's hitting those shots. Aya's will add to it. I think they're about to lose this round. That's a bad one to lose because they're in a 4v3.
Yeah, if it's anyone you don't want to get fired up early on, it's probably Chucky here as he gets the last one. Makes it a triple. He was an absolute superstar on the opening map of Nuke, and if you give him the chance, why wouldn't he just continue to do the same here? Wow. Very clean on that first one. Good pistol. You see how he's not just taking another fight, but he's limiting himself from the third player to be able to return on him. He's sort of ducking down behind the cake. It's all very, very good work. So it will be the opening round for the T side there. Which is Belgium. I think the HUD is a little bit messed around, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a big one to take, though, honestly. Pretty impressive stuff for the Belgian side, who maybe you have a little bit of reservations about them coming in towards this map just because of how good Hungary are. It's important. Flash is actually good for that first kill. Fleeve will take it. Will he get a second? Answer to that one is no. The trades aren't exactly bad here, though. This fight back site, running out of ammo. Stumbles a little bit fortunate there. The Molotov should force an engagement, though. They know he's back plat. The nade going to go down as well. He's still alive. Not for much longer, but there's still trades going back and forth. It's a 2v2.
Yeah, they're taking so much damage here, and eventually they'll lose the round as well. That's kind of unbelievable. They upgrade into an AK and a Galil at the end, so Hungary, that's about the best result you could have hoped for here. Again, if you were gonna come into this one with, losing the pistol, you get this round back. Again, if anything was gonna get them fired up and ignited, surely it's a round like this.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty special. Not a terrible one to take at all. They just gifted trades. It's as simple as that. I think Belgium actually, in that instance, actually have to go quicker. They have to try and isolate some jewels, and they don't. And in doing so, Hungary can continue, take a fight, fall away. Another one takes you a bit of space. Same thing back and forth. Buy-in for the T side. They had to force it, in all fairness, and so far not the best. Nade will come through as well. Decent tag on towards both Scyther and Chucky. And Scout hoping to do a bit of the old tag and bag and hope the pistols can clean it off, but hasn't been gifted the opportunities just yet.
No. Some attempts to the smoke with the Deagle, but when you don't connect on those, then what is there left at this point? Scout on the T side. Very interesting kind of scenario. Don't have high hopes that it's going to be working out, but we'll see if Chucky can work his magic here. We're talking about straight headshots. If you're going to survive that, that's not happening with the Scout. And just like that, Hungary primed to take a second round. It's early days. We don't want to get too excited yet, but I mean, it's a start.
It is. Aaron, he's been keeping that mid control, trying to the very least. Pop Flash will come round. Tech 9 doesn't get as active as they would want, but the one following will. Do they expect another in towards main? It's looking like no. Doesn't get any damage, though, so the bomb will go down. This is not actually the worst thing in the world.
Oh, definitely not. A little bit of a follow-up cleanup. Even with the MAC-10, or the MP9, sorry, they're going to be making a little bit of cash behind it. You'll take that. It all counts in the end. So, yeah, I don't know. For for Belgium. I don't think they would have had time to have seen the earlier Anubis that Hungary were playing, so I don't think they're going to be able to strat that much against it, but we kind of got the sense in that game that Hungary felt very, very comfortable on this one. So in that sense, if you're a fan of the Hungarian team, there's a reason to believe that we could be seeing a third map right now.
Yeah, it's true. I really do feel like Hungary, this is the one map that they've got in their pocket, which is comfortable. It seems like so far, Nuke, Vertigo, and Mirage aren't. At least Ancient's up next if they are taken to a third. So there's that small positive.
Yeah.
We'll see if they get there. I won't confirm it just yet, but Corey gets 3, looks for 4, but denied.
Yeah, I remember Corey was the main engine when they were playing this map to really bring them through. So shots like that get you a bit of a sense of why. Very, very crisp with it. They're going to clean it up. They lose a couple of players, but ultimately they win the round. And that's really what we care about here.
Okay. Back into a bye for Belgium. One that I really do feel like has to be converted, just in the sense to keep their mental state in a little bit of a high point. They don't want to, have this sort of unfortunate scenario where Hungary go 3, 4, 5 rounds up, and because of it, they can just build upon it and utilize it as just the foundations. We normally say that on the T side of Anubis, you should be taking a lead. Bare minimum 6-all, but honestly, the way this map's played out these days, you should be going to at least 7. It's not a good start as Aaron gets aggro, finds the first.
Yeah. Once you get the rounds rolling on the CT side, you just have such a good chance of taking the map here. Coolio cleaning up a couple. No real response coming out from the T side. So Belgium, but perhaps potentially looking a little bit lost on this one, which obviously bodes very, very badly as they're on the T side, which is normally where you want to be displaying like a lot of that early skill. So yeah, this could be a very, very tough game the way that this is playing out. Stubble and IES are left, and you can't even do anything. With you a minute to wait around, I doubt they're going to be able to even get into a bomb site here.
Yeah, I think you probably just save here. I mean, what really else do you actually do? Corey, Coolio backside. I mean, it looks like they're going to give it a go. I honestly would just keep hold of the AKs. I know it maybe throws a bit of a spanner in the works.
Yeah,
the econ going forwards, but it's better than nothing. They go for 1-for-1. They get 1 kill. Doesn't make a difference. Hungary 4-1. It still remains as this is their good map. This is the map in which things for them look so much more comfortable than anything else.
Which is nice. Good to have a whole map. Obviously, in the best of 3, the big question is how's that third map going to be looking? But yeah, so far so good in terms of what we're seeing here. So 4-1 scoreline. Money's building up on the CT side. No bomb plant for Belgium. They're going to have to wait it out a little bit longer. Can't do anything about that, unfortunately. So this is going to be some speed behind it. Maybe trying to, run into the middle, create a bit of a distraction. Okay, they divert that attack and go straight in towards the B-bomb side. But even that is going to be slowed down with the incendiary grenade. So I like the attempted, change of pace. I think that's a nice idea. But they still need kills to get this bomb planted.
Big nade. Breaks open that smoke, and they are so exposed behind it. So I think it's 1, but it just doesn't make a difference, does it? The bomb's down. The round's probably done too. Deagle on a Tech 9, hoping a swing behind. In all fairness, Stumble is given that kill there. Bit of overextension caught in rotation. It still surely should be impossible. There's one. The last man is just going to pick up that Galil and hopefully keep it alive. And will, in all fairness, a couple of taps. And Galil's, it's not the worst thing in the world to keep alive. It's not the best. I don't even know if you actually really want to. You may as well actually just fight, in my opinion. You've got 45 seconds and you're going to buy next round anyway.
Yeah.
For my money, you may as well just go and fight. And if you lose it, who cares?
Yeah, kind of tempted to agree. Also because, there's a chance you get another kill in there, try and do a little bit more damage. So he's making a long way around. Try and see if he could stab somebody in the back here. 25 seconds. Now it's kind of... Yeah, they're so far away here. We'll see if he can find anyone in the fading seconds of the round, but they are real far away. Maybe... Ooh, could you upgrade to the M4 here? That could be interesting. Again, you are going to have a little bit of money in the next round, so got to be careful as well. It's Coolio taking him down. Nothing much came of it. except for Hungary winning another round, 5-1. Keep it going. This is the first real momentum that they've had in like the last 2.5 maps or something. So yeah. I'm sure they're enjoying it.
Honestly, just for them to have a bit of success, that kind of consecutive round of the board, just giving them some confidence finally for the first time in a while. I mean, basically the first time in 2 maps. The tail end of Mirage, well, the entirety of Mirage was nothing. Nuke, sort of similar. I wish we just loving finally being into a bit of a winning way and hoping that it's something that they can change going forward. It didn't happen though in towards that previous series, which is what kind of really worries me. Fleeve getting proactive. He might get a chance here. Sticking around. He hasn't seen or heard anything. And he actually will get an opportunity. Nice find. Nade and a flash. Everybody's blind, but IES recovers in time and he'll be the one to get the kill.
Okay, been a while since we've seen kills come out at the start of the round here for Belgium. 4 versus 4. Chucky just in there. Oh, there's a player outside of the range of his scope. They don't know that Coolio is back here. Might be a free kill. He stands up, gets the one spray. Looking for a second. He's going to get it. He still has a couple of bullets left, but his teammate will be there to take on over even as he falls. So, wow, powerful position for Coolio. Obviously making great work of it in the corner. And now it's Crep out. They've got the right idea. It'll be Xavi to take him down. It'll be Hungary to take another round. 6-1 here. This is, again, reminder they're on the CT side, so everything they're doing right here is so much more valuable.
Exactly. It's a map in which generally leans to the T side, and it's just something that Belgium can't get going. Well, it's a tough spot that they put themselves in. There's just nothing, at least from what we've seen so far, that we can fall back on. 6-1. 5-round lead and back into a less than adequate buy. I mean, it's not the worst in the world. If the Tech9s go quick, if you try and kind of barrel in towards a site, but they're playing slow. So they're playing a default. And this is the one thing I don't really like about these sort of rounds. You see it happen every now and again where you've gone for a low buy, you're bringing out guns that are very good on the move. Get them on the move. You play it slow, it can give individuals like Coolio, for example, here, an opportunity to isolate fights. Nice shot from Fleeve too.
Yeah.
Here we go. Aaron, Coolio, they're combining, but Scyther going to get a double with that AK.
Okay, then. Some speed. Yeah, that's made a real difference. Molotov, all right, on top of Xavi, but he's still getting the kill there. That's important. Just at least make it expensive for them to try and get onto the site here. Bomb now finally being planted. Belgium, one of the best chances they had in the while to win a round, but I don't think it'll be easy from here on out still. IS moving in. He knows that Fleeve's on the other side, but the question is, could Corey upset the situation? He's already moved in. Did he spot him? I don't think he did. That's a free kill taking down IS, leaving Chucky in a very tough position behind it. Good headshot on the one, but now his position's been discovered, and it's going to be Corey to take him down right afterwards. What is he doing? You have the kits? Careful now. Don't overplay your hand. All right. Maybe he wanted to find an AWP or something. I don't know. But it's going to be the round anyway. He left enough time. I was getting real scared there that he lost his mind, but it's all good.
It was a little weird at the end, wasn't it? Thankfully. I mean, can we start saying this one's done already? I mean, 7 on the CT. It may not feel like a lot, but for those of us who've been here before, and especially in the sense of Hungary specifically, we kind of know what's going on. I don't know how much I feel, but on a positive note here for Belgium. That round, maybe we don't read too heavily in, just in the sense because it's a low to kind of half buy. They full buy back in here. They get the AWP out. If they can't find around in the next maybe 2, if Hungary get up towards 9, it's got to be done. Molotov, that's heard. Coolio, he'll know. He has to know he's in the smoke now, surely.
I think so. They take down Corey at the start. Good sign. But yeah, I do feel very scared for Belgium at the moment. Just dreadful beginning for them here on the more powerful side. They're going to find Coolio. So this round is on lockdown. But the truth is, even if they make it back to a 7-5 half here, they're still very far behind. There's just no real way around it, unfortunately. So, okay, Chucky with a funky miss there. Probably could have been a kill. Going to get some help, and they definitely will take him down this time. But I don't mean to be too doom-pilled on it, but the truth is, it's just such a huge deficit here.
you're absolutely right. You want to give them the chance. Like, even if they got to a 7-5, even that feels like it potentially could not be enough. That's just how this map does play out, especially in the case of Hungary. They are good on it. Belgium need a real resurgence. They need to get bare minimum 5, and then from there, heading towards that CT side and do what doesn't happen all that often, which is dominate it. A lot of teams play such a kind of a quick style and tempo on that season. Hungary are ones that can do exactly that they just make it look easy. 7-2. Reinvestment right back in for that CT side. But Belgium win this one. It could actually hurt the econ, which might give them a chance. Maybe even the possibility of getting up towards that 5th that we spoke of towards the tail end. Chucky, he's out in front of that smoke and the molly. They should know he's there. There's Hungary aren't going to give him the fight. Not early, either way.
Yeah, and if you want to repeat that on the CT side, at least do what they did. Oh, that's an HE on top, I think. IS goes down to Aaron. Very frustrating way to get the round started. And it kind of slows down that T side a bit. Can they find a way through? Flash being tossed in. It's pretty good. I mean, it's going to win them this part of the map, but they're not through yet. Incendiary, and they'll take down Krepow to follow it up here. He's very low on health, Corey, but he gets to live. And it's a 5 versus 3. Nice find there, and a good double for Stumble. Much better game for him here than it was on Nuke. They're going to be coming through. Aaron goes down next. What an unlikely turnaround. Hungary here. That was a 5-on-3, now into a 2 versus 3 the other way. So kind of giving up the round, which probably didn't need to happen.
It's true. Chucky. It's a little standoff there, which first the peak probably dies, and that's exactly what does happen. 1v2. Wow. Scyther, he's tagged. Javi's got HP, but then retaking with an AWP's never the easiest. And he's being held, and he's dead. Hungary, back to winning ways. Simple as that. And this now, surely, 8 on the CT side. Best you can do is 4. I don't really know if there's a possibility behind this. This feels too outlandish for Belgium.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. The road back here is it's just such a long one. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but yeah, like we already knew, Hungary, they love this map. That momentum needs to carry over into the third one, obviously. But for anyone playing in the future, might even be worth banning this out if they get a go on Hungary. If they don't get eliminated, then surely other teams in the future are going to be like, well, this is a hard team to play on Anubis.
Yeah.
Scyther moving up on towards the dark position. Look at this, Aaron sneaking on through. Oh, this is a round-winning move as he spots them out. He's going to get the 1 kill. They actually get more in return. That's wild. Flashbang to go on over. Aaron now struggling to try and keep his team in the round. That could have easily been a quick double kill for Aaron and enough to seal the deal, but somehow they kind of overcame the defense of the B-bomb side, and suddenly Aaron is alone. Tagged up his position, discovered already, and I can't believe it. They should have won the round with that push, but somehow it's Belgium instead looking to take a third.
It's true. Aaron, just exits might actually make it pretty interesting at the end there. If he can get both of them, or even actually just one, it still puts a lot of pressure onto what I mean, actually, it looks like he's going to have a little look in. The money isn't great across the board for Hungary. So an interesting decision if he does give this a go and loses, but I mean, the same thing, you win it, right? And you get so close to basically winning the map in itself from this position. Molotov's interesting. That goes to the right spot. Chucky now kind of forced to stay behind, but he actually just trying to keep them drawn in that direction. Won't make a difference. Belgium will get a third. It's better than nothing. It's still not going to give us confidence, though. Needs to be a pretty miraculous recovery. But if any team are going to pull off a miraculous recovery, it will be Belgium. We've seen it happen before in the groups. They were 12-5 down, and they made it stick. So, again, if there's any side you don't count out, it probably still is Belgium, but this is just a really decent showing where Hungary, even though you lose that round, I don't think they're actually too bothered.
No, I don't think so either. 8-3. Such a good performance. And again, off the back of Just very confusing vibes being sent out on Nuke for the Hungarian squad. Gotta say, I'm impressed. Nice return on this one. Rushing the middle and taking down Chucky. Krepau going down at the same time. So a quick 4 versus 3. But they are kind of tagged up on the CT side. There is definitely a way to get through the defense here. Scyther is looking right on top. It's 3 people, especially 2 of them, Fleeve and Corey there, quite low on health. You want to be careful about that. It looks like Fleeve and Aaron are thinking about pushing out of the A, although they kind of slow it down behind the smoke. I thought maybe they would go for a little bit of double peak coming out there. Mid is solidly in control of the Belgian team, and that might be the way to victory. If they can walk into the A bomb side, or even into B, but that flank through the middle of the map could be pretty powerful.
Yeah, I mean, numbers are good for Hungary. It's that lack of HP that worries me. And I guess also the fact that one of them is an MP9 too. Flash out, that's the commitment. That's where they're going towards A. And the good thing about this, no one's here. They'll realize sooner rather than later that actually no one's towards the site itself. So then you start to kind of ask yourself where they're coming from. One in towards main. And Flea's actually playing this perfectly. He's not going too early. He's holding for his teammates to rotate in. But then now one of them stuck behind a smoke. 2 of them, in fact, is going to make it a little bit tougher. Flea chunks a grenade too. The flash is good. There's that first fight. IESF will find it. Head on a swivel as he looks for more. Do they expect the 3rd player in towards main? It doesn't matter. Now he's heard. This one is done. On the corner of the site, Scyther will get his kill, and Belgium will get a 4th. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's still just such a damning first half where I can't see Hungary losing this. Even if you lose a pistol here, you know, Belgium take the pistol, they kickstart things in towards this CT side. They still need to win at least the pistol, the force, and then at least 2 gun rounds in a row to make it for my books an opportunity. That's just how T side of this map can be.
Yeah, it's certainly. I think you're right. Like, it feels like for this to go the way of Belgium now, it would probably require some X factor about them that we don't know about Belgium on the CT side. Like maybe they have some secret strat, or they're just secretly way better than we expect. But from what we've seen so far, it should be the Hungarian side able to pick this one up. Nice couple of kills at the beginning of Corey. That pretty much opens up the bomb site. Bomb plant's just a second away here, and yeah, if things weren't already almost impossible, it just got a hell of a lot worse.
2 left, and they're just trying to stay alive. It's as simple as that. And they're being hunted all the way throughout. Oh, the Glock doesn't actually get the kill there. Both of them are so low. So in all fairness, Coolio could still make it even more damning at the end. They might even kind of opt to like a 1-2-3 swing this. He still can't get the Glock. Well, it's not just yet. Finally, we'll get it, and he'll get both. Hungary, there's 9. That's got to be the nail in the coffin. I can't see a world. It would be miraculous to recover from this if you're Belgium. It's not a good start to the half. They're not really going to have enough really of anything to work with if they want to go for a force. They can opt for it and take the risk, which is sort of understandable because if what have you actually got to lose here?
Yeah,
you lose this, you just delay the inevitable. Is kind of the other side of it. So it's one of the very few times I actually don't even hate the force buy. The force buy could change the momentum. If it doesn't, it's just the same thing that's going to happen regardless.
Yeah, you're at a point anyway where it's such a hard game to come back into. You might as well try something crazy. Good job with the MAC-10s, using them the way that they were designed to be used. So that mobility with the run and gun and just overpowering everything here at the A-bomb side. Bit of a double retake coming in. I think Scyther and Chucky are about to go for a bit of a flank, but Stumble, if he only had a flashbang, he could actually set them up, but it's a smoke instead, and at range now, those MP9s just, they won't stand up to scrutiny. Some damage, but it's not going to be the round. It'll be Hungary instead, picking up round number 10 for themselves here. Could be expensive, or it could not be, depending on how much Chucky could do, but ultimately, they're going to be fine.
It's true. Couple of consolations, and quite literally 2, with Javi and Aaron falling, but they just don't make a difference. Stumble, an MP9 is all basically Belgium have to work with in towards the next. The force buy failed, and again, another just indication of the percentage going further and further in their favor. a pretty simple one, all in all, as well for Hungary. A quick play. That's how you got to play those kind of bonus rounds, especially if you maybe even are expecting a force to come through. You know, get in their faces. That's something that Belgium didn't do themselves, which is why it was costly and the fights got isolated, why they lost their force, because they were so nervy, taking 50-50 duels and constantly getting isolated. In that instance, Hungary are barreling in as a pack. They're taking these fights together, and it works with ease. So nice work with them. Not much of an investment around. That saved MP9, so I'm not expecting miracles here. Nate will come over towards main. Does do a decent chunk, in all fairness. Flea's taking a hell of a lot of damage, which doesn't make a difference. They can, again, just barrel in towards these fights and know that firepower alone will bail them out. Molotov misses, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Javi's up close with a Macton.
Everything here set up nicely for them. No real complaints. Bomb planted once again. 11 be the number on the board there for Hungary. Wow. I mean, the sad part is, I guess, is like 5 or 6 rounds into this game, we already kind of knew that this is going this way. Just a completely different team on this particular map. So the real open question is, can they do it on a third map as well? Which is, was it Ancient or Mirage that we decide on?
Ancient. Oh, wait, no, sorry.
Is
it?
You
all right? Have a look. I thought off the top of my head, I was thinking, yeah, Ancient's on the cider. Yeah,
right,
Mirage got banned out for
cool.
Belgium's second wave. Yeah, so Ancient is the decider coming through. I think that, for me, is actually probably as good as it could have got in terms of the veto. And actually, interesting that Belgium do ban Mirage, considering how weak Hungary looked on it. I honestly thought that was a map in which they really were uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So, yeah, quite an interesting one in general for me. Going towards the Ancient actually feels riskier for Belgium than maybe Mirage did, but we'll see if it pays off. Maybe they've got something up their sleeve for that Ancient, because at the moment we are absolutely going there.
Yeah.
AK, we'll find one. I'll crap out. An opener, which is good. More needed. The Molotov stumble. He should be heard. He should be known. Aaron. He sprays, he tags, and he will fall to the flames. It was going to happen regardless, wasn't it?
Yeah, no question about it. You could tell he had a very, very good idea, but didn't want to overextend it. Sometimes it can be scary just spraying through the smoke like that, and you get something in return, or somebody dinks you instead. So I kind of respect the fact that he was trying to play it cool. Wow, nicely done. Xavi's had some very good back-to-back maps here. It's going to be 12. There's nobody at the A-bomb side once again, so even if they got kind of the early kill there, given them by Krepau, it's just not enough. The return is too much. Hungary, they're too strong on Anubis. Nobody can stop them.
Yes, it's true. Up to 12, the economic state, it's feasible. It's okay over towards Belgium. They can kind of buy back in towards the next, especially if they save here. They absolutely can.
Yeah.
But, I mean, realistically, this one's done. And it has been done since the halfway point. This is kind of what we were sort of saying. This is just how this map plays out. If you don't put up a strong enough T side, you just cannot compete. Simple as that. 11 turn 12. Hungary 1 round away now from seeing this off. Deservedly as well. This is a map in which is very good for them. We've seen it all the way throughout the groups. I think they played it 3 times in groups. Won all 3. Won it earlier today. The only map in that series that they won. The other 2, of course, being Vertigo Mirage, which they lost. So yeah, it's a crazy kind of showing. Maybe, like you said, for teams going forward, if they do play against Hungary, if they do manage to take that Ancient survive, teams might think, actually, I think we probably should ban Anubis here. This seems to be a very good map for them.
I expect that's going to be the case. It just seems like it's very, very risky. But yeah, we'll leave that an open question. We'll remember in the future, assuming that they make their way through. That's something that's going to be a talking point if we see it picked or left in the map pool against Hungary when we get deeper into the tournament. 12-4, and round number 17, flashes are coming through. Chucky in the right position. He's been pretty damn good today with the AWP, but again, kind of a dangerous position to be in here. One missed shot and it could be all over. They put a bit of a smoke. All right, he's not seeing anyone, so they're trying to sell it a little bit. Oh, Coolio, they're going to be walking right around the corner straight into him. He made a jump up here. Yeah, I think if he'd stuck back, maybe he wins that fight, but he was very exposed up on that little ledge there. So 4 versus 5.
Still doable for Belgium. Would have to be a miraculous recovery. This round, though, feels like it's probably going to be confirmed. You'll take that. Krepal sneaking through the smoke. He might catch Fleeve here. He's pushing through, and he gets it. So, yeah, individually, one man has basically won them this round. I'll keep them alive briefly. Brief being the key word here, though, because I cannot see a way in which they don't pull off at least one mistake for Hungary just to see it over the line.
Yeah, I mean, again, you need to win so many rounds, even after this one, that all it takes is one slip up. I think last time Hungary were in this position where they had to close out Anubis. Eventually, they pulled a bit of a change pace, and they just ran for the middle into the A bomb side, and it worked. So, still the problem that you're having with your Belgium here is that eventually they're going to start to just change the pace of the game, and the question is if you'll be ready or not. Hear a little bit of typing, so hopefully it's not too big of an issue, but maybe they're just throwing out some memes in the middle of the game. Oh, we'll save the AWP. But yeah, it's a round for Belgium. I don't think it makes a big difference, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think you all right. Yeah, hopefully no issues of the sort. We've had a pretty smooth day, and yeah, it's fine. So 12-5, back into the investment. No issues. And actually, even if they are to lose this one for Hungary, no issues in towards the next. That's just how dominant they've been on their T side. They've built up plenty of stability in terms of the econ. The funds are fine. So for them, no real worries. Bit of early damage dealt with the util. Hungary, bit of a slower round once again. I think they maybe just got caught a little bit off guard in that one. So they don't want to overfight. Speaking of that, flash is good. And it forces the two players in towards main to just dip back. They had an idea about playing offensive, but, you know, quite aggressive on the offense there, and they just have to be reined back in.
Chucky in the right position, certainly. Getting closer, and Fleeve walks straight into it. Slow around the corner. Sacrifices himself to the AWP. Still, Hungary are in the middle of the map. It's... Even being a man down, it's a very tactically powerful position here. They run into IES, and that might be enough here. All right, he's going to get a double kill back there towards CT spawn. And Aaron, even if he wins this fight, not going to make a big difference. Okay, a little bit going back their way. 6 rounds on the board. Still need another 6, but if we forget about that for a moment, at least it's first time I think that Belgium might have had a little bit of a chance here to relax ever so slightly on the map of Anubis.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the first kind of couple of rounds as well in a while, which they've taken with ease, in all fairness. They've been comfortable. This is looking more akin to kind of what we saw on Nuke from the Belgian side, who did, for the most part, on that CT side, look pretty comfortable. So, yeah, this is good. They put off a 12-5 comeback. It's now asking them to pull off a 12-4 comeback. That statistically is so outlandish to do it twice as well. That's not a good start. Corey playing around that pillar in towards water, get a double. That might spell the beginning of the end there. 5v3.
A bit of an issue, surely. The bomb gotta be planted. There's nobody even in the area that could feasibly stop this. So many smokes going up as well, Dan. What do you do here? One of them flanking. It's Chucky on a flanking mission with an AWP. Certainly he's brave, but once you fire that gun, they're going to know, and they're going to just stay out of the line of sight here. Coolio crouched in the corner. He's going to get that kill as well. Nice attempt from Belgium to make a bit of a comeback. I appreciate that. They put some heart into it, but it just doesn't make a difference. Hungary, they're too good on this map, and they will end up taking it whatever Cycler does at the end here. A 13-6 victory. He simply is too far away and has too little time to do anything. There's a firing squad waiting for him on the other side. And there we go. Map number 3 is confirmed.
Yeah, going to be needed. You know, that is the map, right? That is their pick, which they just make it look so easy. It's the only one we've seen so far where they make it look easy. Every other one, that you know, they have to fight hard for it. They don't really look comfortable themselves, not playing off each other. But at least Anubis is the one in their pocket where they're thinking, hey, this is something we've got to work with. This is our real confident point. The thing that worries me is because it's the only map we've seen so far, what is the expectations heading in towards towards Ancient? I don't know. Are we going to go back to what we saw in towards the first series where Hungary lost map 1, went into Anubis in map 2, won it with ease, and then go to map 3 and just fall apart again. Is that going to be a repeat of the same thing? And if it is, what do you even say? It's just is this team just like a one map team?
Yeah, the one trick pony. That's what scares me a little bit too. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm hoping that we'll see Hungary kind of prove that they have a little bit more depth to them. It should be interesting. We'll see how that goes after the break. We'll be back with the third and final map, so stay tuned. We are back again. We have a whole new map coming up, and we'll see if Hungary know how to play this one. We know Anubis is kind of their home ground, but we'll be on Ancient to decide this one with. So I'm certainly excited for it. Belgium, they still are playing pretty well. I just think they got outclassed on the map on that second one, but overall, they look like an impressive team so far. What do you think is going to happen here, Neil?
This is so difficult to call because I'm going to kind of go on probably the same logic that I brought into that previous series that obviously kind of came back to bite me, which is Hungary have just won that map so cleanly. Surely they should come in towards map number 3 with confidence. They're crisp, they're feeling okay. Thankfully, are back to winning ways, and I think they know the pressures that are on their shoulders. So I'm still going to lean in favor of Hungary. I think as well the one thing I think they've maybe got is that when times do get tough, they've maybe got players who can dig a little deep. Look at Corey, for example, who's had a couple of those instances where he's been able to bail them out, or Aaron's been able to call a decent round. Fleas had a couple of moments with an AWP as well. I'm going to lean Hungary here, but it's quite tentative. I said this in towards the previous series, and then they got massacred on Mirage. The one hope that I really have, and it would be kind of hilarious if it is the case, but I hope that Hungary can't only play Anubis. I looked up in the groups, they won 2 maps on Dust 2, but we haven't seen Dust 2 because he keeps getting banned out first wave. So I hope that they can't, they're not a side that can only play Anubis and Dust 2 and every other map's bad. That would be, it'd be quite sad, but also quite hilarious in a weird kind of like ironic way. But with how important these games are, it also would be quite damning as well. So we shall see. Belgium on the 9th round. They'll be starting CT side, which I think is pretty important on a map like Ancient.
It well could be. We're going to find out right now. So once again, big welcome to everyone joining. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us for a whole day of Counter-Strike. We've got Belgium versus Hungary. It is the final map of the best of 3 here, and everything is on the line. Belgium, they're going to be starting on the CT side, and Hungary, they will be on the T side. Let's see how this plays out.
Let's see. Yeah, you said it. It's a really interesting and kind of weird spot that we're in. I really just do not know what to expect. But Hungary's on the T side. The T side on Anubis was really good. Maybe this might work in their favor. Smokes come down. Sights open. They'll get a plant for free, and they'll get a post plant to work off the back of it too. But they lose one. The bomb, in all fairness, they lose through the smoke.
Yeah. Bit confusing, perhaps. But at the end of the day, they get the bomb planted. There isn't a kit on the CT side, so not really panic territory yet, but again, that clock just runs against you so much quicker than you were expecting, so you got to get in there and try and see if you get close to it. They're trying their best, but they are getting shut down in a big way here. Stumble and Krepow left. Oh, wait a minute, they've turned it around now. Can they do anything? 10-second defuse inside. Julio doesn't know that. He might think it's just 5 seconds, so now he might be having an idea, trying to find him inside and stabs him in the back. That's a way to get a map started.
Yeah, that is a funny way to kickstart things. And Knife actually could even tempt a big buy here. It looks like it's going to go for AKs and the Galils, but sometimes the Knife can even tempt in the likes of an AWP in some situations. You got AWP half armor. Do you want to do that against a low buy though? No, but well played. He knows just going in with a knife is the way forward, and you'll see it off for Spy coming through from Belgium. They've won one and lost one, so why not take your chances? I think if you are Belgium, I know I dislike them, but it makes sense in a way in this instance. Can they make this work for them? They're stacking 4 here over towards B.
I mean, you can do it, and I think so much of it is about the element of surprise. So if for whatever reason Hungary aren't expecting it and they kind of just stumble into the fight, they're like, oh, let's see if we can get some USP kills, but suddenly it's MP9s on the other side. It could be shocking, but if they're playing carefully and leading with the MAC-10, they're going to find out about this, and they might have already done that. Now they definitely know here. Good job on the submachine gun, though. Scyther in the back. No one's checking him, and that's a big problem. Oh, it's absolute carnage on the bomb site. IS showing up, and Aaron and Coolio dropping very low, and this is A huge victory for the force buy on the Belgian side. Well done.
That'll change things. That's a bad one to lose for Hungary, in all fairness, because now they come in towards this where they didn't really even get kills to work off the back of. So sometimes if you lose a force like this, you can at least kind of come back in with a Galil, for example, of your own. I don't think even that's going to be the case here for Hungary. I don't actually think they got the Econ to work. They only got 1 kill. So yeah, they actually can only go upgraded pistols. They can't even get in towards the Mach 10s, for example. That's kind of hurts a little bit. So,
oh yeah,
Belgium should, in all theory, get a second off the back of it. And then probably the third too, because Dimoni's in a weird spot. I say that. Great flash. Aaron fires the first, and that's a gun picked up.
Saito just keeping a bit of distance. I don't mind that he's playing at this position as opposed to pushing up even further, because again, you just don't want to be giving up too much here. Keeping it a little bit cool. Plenty of time on the clock right now. Mid control still there for the Belgium squad. And they're just looking for now. Oh, they're coming up with the double at Krepau and IES. Nice grenade. Signals that they're there at the very least, but doesn't even matter. Nobody's looking. That's surprising. I thought that grenade would have got the attention of the Hungarian squad. They were going to keep more of an eye on middle, but I guess not. Scythe surely going to be winning this first fight here. Oh, no, he won't. I think 1 or 2 bullets would have done the job, but he missed everything on that one. Chucky sees the shadow, but it's not going to make a difference. What a shot from Fleeve. Oh, it's doing so much in this round. It's unbelievable. Belgium, they had every chance to win this. Now it's a 1 versus 1. Bomb plant not happening yet. I think Xavi might have sort of saw that wallbang coming, so he just decided to not plant instead. Going to get the bomb now for Mars, and he walks straight into the tunnel. It's a nightmare here for Krepau.
Yeah, I mean, in all fairness, Krepau walking with the smoke there is a massive call. Where is he? Is what Krepau's probably thinking.
Oh, but it's 10 seconds. It's 5 seconds.
Yeah.
He's got the kit.
Here's the kit. He won.
Oh,
that's it.
No.
It went off the back of the kit alone. All right. That's a kind of a sad way to end it, in a,
yes,
in a way. It felt like we had a chance of something quite cool there, but doesn't happen. I think Krepau's by accident kind of played that perfectly. He creeps through the smoke, which in itself is so risky. But Belgium get bailed out. They are very, very lucky to walk away with that round. Arguably, Hungary even deserved it, but the long rotate, there is the potential of the kit on the other side, I think is quite risky there by Hungary. And it does cost them, but it does mean that they can buy in towards this one. 4 kills, bomb plant, that's money to work with. That's a Hungary investment, which is, in this instance, actually a good call to force. Look how close you were on pistols. Why not go in with the AKs?
Corey here, very patient. Good job as well. Didn't push in front there, just waited for his teammates to show up and apply a bit of pressure, and that's going to be the opening for them. Flash through as IES wanted to check a peek, but didn't find anyone. The T side, they've fallen back, and they are setting up for what looks like a pretty plain A execute. Now, funnily enough, they don't have any grenades, so they can't smoke off donut or CT spawn or anything like that. There are a couple of ways, even being a man down here, this could backfire. Oh, wait a minute. They go back through the middle again. Are they going to be able to catch it here with a deagle shot? If they get this kill, it might be on. And they will, just as he was trying to jump back through there. Stumble going to be found. And it's a 5 versus 3.
T-side going to pump the brakes a bit as well. Go back over towards the B site, which he's on a bit of a timer. There's a rotate coming through. And actually, all 3 are going to commit from Belgium over towards B. Smoke aptly timed too. Yeah, that'll force them right back over towards the A side. However, this is a good call. Xavi's in the back lines. He should get a kill here. And actually, in all fairness, if they lose the site, Belgium might just call to save. I don't even think that's the worst call in the world. And it might just be Hungary winning the round flawlessly.
Yeah, I agree. There's almost no chance you're going to be able to do this one. And you have 3 M4s to try and get away with, so might just be a better call. I would probably tilt this way too. So, tied up game. I've noticed as well throughout the last couple of days, it's generally quite a slow game for both teams, right? They spend their time, they try to make sure that when they get some of these advantages, they kind of try and keep them through the round. There's not a lot of just rush in and and fight for. So yeah, they both have an opinion about how to play. I'm not against it at all, but some of the other teams that we've seen in the qualifier definitely have a, like a very different kind of like, let's just go, let's pug our way through this one. This feels a little bit more like two teams that have a little bit of practice playing.
Yeah, this feels better than Hungary's Mirage, so I'm kind of glad I didn't go there. I'll throw out once again, though, it was sort of up to Belgium in a way. Belgium banned Mirage in that final wave and left Ancient open. So hopefully that's not something that comes back to bite them, because the Mirage was incredibly weak from Hungary. In that previous series, they looked all over the place, something that we really didn't expect, but were, quite pleasantly surprised with by the Czech Republic. 2-2, super back and forth game. Neither side really getting any sort of momentum, any sort of consistent rounds on the board, but I guess it's probably a little bit better in the way in which Hungary found their two. Belgium was a pistol, a force and a ninja diffuse, so they're not the most replicable rounds all in all. Hungary, that previous one was pretty clean. Fight taken in via mid, work off each other well, and they sneak in the back lines. Corey might make a move in towards Red Room through the smoke. He actually knows he's got a bit of a timer here, which he can work with, so they do opt to go through it.
Krepau sneaking in front from us. Maybe not the best weapon of that kind of fight, but when you hit headshots like that, well, you can make anything work. Fleeve will take Ayers down, and so they know that there's still Krepo in the middle. That in itself is kind of interesting for them, right? No, there were two CTs in this position. One of them you killed, the other one got the kill against you, so the math is fairly easy. They're going to try and flash their way through and get up onto the bomb side. They should be able to get a bomb plant here, but the question is how much it will cost them. Almost Aaron going down, but able to win it out with the Galil. Bit of a spray coming through as Chucky will take two of them, and still there's no bomb plant here. So they got the site. Maybe they could have had it, but you kind of see how uncomfortable it is when they don't have the smokes or the Molotovs to push away the CTs. Yeah, that's just unfortunate.
It is. I can't really actually even complain about that one all too much. Belgium getting a third. At least for them. This is where a strong start comes in through. They play off each other in some of these trades. And I think for Hungary, it's not the worst round in the world to lose. I just think they get caught in two minds. I'm not sure if maybe there was a kind of a relay of misinformation, but they seemed so nervous about what was an empty site initially when they burst into it. Maybe somebody had heard something wrong, some of the sort, but decisions like that can be costly, and it was in that instance. Belgium, I'm going to better buy again towards this one where Flea's only got a Tech 9, for example. A few Galils, a few AKs, not a lot of util. That's the big worrying thing. Even if Hungary has to get onto the site here, the post one's difficult to set up.
No question. Fleeve shooting the wall, but unable to land the headshot. It still is on here. Scyther, nice double. Pulls out the USP to try and land a headshot, but not going to be able to. And again, they keep trading very favorably here. I think that's their big force at the moment, Belgium. And a nice little bit of teamwork there. Chucky throwing in a flashbang to set up his teammate for the kill. And they will have a 2-round lead. 2-4 over Hungary, who don't have the bomb plant, don't have the money. Wow, this is starting to look impressive. Belgium, they are, I don't know, they're a nice surprise.
Yeah, they are. This is a decent performance. I'm getting worried about that little thing that I threw out there of, are Hungary like only a 2-map team? Is Ancient going to be another bit of a weakness for them? I'm a little concerned. However, this is a CT-sided map. This is a map in which generally you should be taking a lead on your CT side. The T side, though, normally can at least do something if you play aggro. These fights aren't bad. Glocks are trading, which in itself is good, but they take so much damage.
Definitely. Bombs in the middle. And isolated, you have to probably go back with this one. Savvy's just, I think, waiting to see if there's going to be another peak, praying that somebody will walk into the shot so they can make it a 2 versus 3. Obviously, we can tell it's a little bit away from that happening, although Scyther is considering it. So they're thinking about it, saying, you know what, maybe I should go and investigate. Under a minute now. Still, they've been just calling the freeze, slowing down this whole round to try and just see if they could get a bit more. Now, finally, Scyther is thinking about giving it 40 seconds here. He's been here the whole round. Now they're going to turn the corner, and it's a good kill there. Nearly lines at the double, but still, just get to the confirmation. 2 versus 2 here, and about 30 seconds left.
Stumble. Catches Aaron. 1v2. He's got to isolate at least one of the fights. I think for him, the issue is he knows where one is. It's about where is the other. Is he being flanked? Are they stacked? Is the site open?
Yeah.
It's all gone quiet, basically. So he has no idea really where the AWP is. Time ticking. Has to win out this fight. Javi, what have you got for us? So, crossing is what he's got. Jumping on towards the site, though. Stumble's played it perfectly. Because even if he dies, Stumble, he's won the round because no bomb plant can come through. So it's fine. 5-2. And the fact that there's no bomb plant as well is a nice thing. Just to keep that T-side economy a little weaker, but it was always going to be a buy-in here regardless. And the fact that it got down to 1v2, in all fairness, considering it was Glocks, that's not bad from Hungary. The general situation isn't good, though. They're 3 rounds in the hole.
No,
the opponent is looking good as well. I'm still concerned.
I think there's cause for concern, to be honest. I think we're at a point of the game here where you can tell that Belgium feel good about the map. Ooh, nice start. Krepal taking down Corey, and it's not that far from being a kill against Fleeve as well. Although he will stay alive, it's on the other side. Stumble, able to pick up a double spray down. And like we said, Fleeve is practically... Oh, they tag him again right through. He's like, he's running away. He's like, all right, never mind, I'm out. I don't want to stick around any longer. Bomb is on the A-bomb side. And funnily enough, they actually could go straight for the bomb plant. Not that Xavi has any way of knowing that. So he's investigating. He's saying, surely someone's going to be here. But in theory, he could have the bomb plant. I still think they'd probably lose the round. But yeah, it's a funny little quirk in the round here that they were able to do this.
Yeah. As that bomb goes down, it is technically still possible. He mollies to sell the ruse. He's not gone in towards Donut, but it just doesn't make a difference. He's been spotted already. So that'll make his life tough. I'm sure IS knows. I'm sure he spotted him.
I think he did, yeah.
Yeah, he's very tentative, so I'm sure that's probably the reason why. Let the rest of the pack do their job. Last man is now known. 1v2. They have a smoke as well. It should be pretty tough to lose this. I say that, though.
Someone's surely defusing it. Grenade comes in. Oh my god, that was the guy defusing.
No.
He's done it. That is such a ridiculous way to win the round. 2 versus 4. Oh, Belgium. They're going to be remembering that round for quite a while.
And not even just 2 versus 4. It was like 1 1/4 versus 4 because he was so low on HP.
True.
That's a terrible one to lose for Belgium. Another round as well in which they just play so nervously.
Yeah.
They're so tentative in some of these fights, Belgium, where honestly, the big thing you hope for them is just back yourself. You know, you are winning confidently. Most of these rounds have been comfortable as well. Why aren't you swinging comfortably? Like, you're swinging with this confidence and saying, right, we are the better players right now. And it's cost them. It really has. And it's given that you can even kind of see a bit of confidence back over towards Hungary. Look how quickly they take mid control.
Potentially quite a devastating round. We'll see if they can mentally recover from it or if it's going to have some rippling effect going into the next couple of rounds here. We're in the 9th round, near the last stages of the first half. As Coolio will find a headshot, they're going to be getting a spray through Stumble, just a straight wall bang here, but he'll take a bit of damage escaping from the Molotov that was thrown his way. They have a pretty good stack here, but look at Aaron. He snuck up right behind with a MAC-10, and it could have been a double. Not quite, though. They know that Stumble's going to be here, right? He got a kill, and they know that he's still on the bomb side. They might not know there's a second player there. Oh, but Chucky's on a flank of his own. USP is out there, and he's going to go down. Oh, man. Flanks upon flanks, but it's Hungary who come out on top with IES. I don't think there's anything you do here.
IES in a 1v3. And the real kind of unfortunate thing is, if he loses his MP9, they probably don't have anything to work with in towards the next round, which basically means Hungary are going to make this a 5-all game. Well, they should at the very least, because it's going to be lesser pistols as basically all there is to work with. Oh, it's not good. It's not good at all. Belgium were looking like they could have comfortably seen off this first half, walked away with 7, maybe even 8 rounds, and now they could be the ones even potentially losing the half too. I think this game's going to go 5-all in a moment because of the economic situation over towards Belgium. They're not really even going to buy around an MP9. Because kind of why would you? Only gun you'd probably even tempt fate with rebuying around would be an AWP.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
It's kind of dwindling for Belgium. They looked confident, start things off, and are now faltering quite rapidly.
What a brutal situation that we're facing here. And most of all, for Belgium, just that one decision. Fateful round 2 versus 4, and it blows up in their faces. It destroys the economy. Chucky, he was a real superhero earlier on in the game. Like on Nuke, he was out of control. So if they can get him back in this round with the AWP, maybe there's a chance. Crepo going to go down to the middle, and where's that AWP? So on Chucky over at the A hallway. So he's in a bit of a funny off angle there, but there's nobody nearby. And I think that's kind of the key to get into this round. If they're going to get even close to it, it has to be him.
True. Spam. Pretty close, but will not do a thing. Chucky's got to really bail them out in this round. He's got to find a way to make something out of nothing. He's had a couple of moments, in all fairness, like this series, Chucky, where we've been pretty impressed with at least his mechanical side of things. But again, this one is such a difficult position that they're in. It's such a tough spot.
Yeah, even with the stack here, I don't think it's going to make a difference now. So already grenades down. You can see that they have nowhere to stand here. Stumble's going to get one. Chucky, all right, there's one good shot. But again, he's kind of pushed in the back, and he's alone. I don't know why they're peeking him. Just, I would say, leave it alone. Just go plant the bomb while that smoke is still up. And that should be enough. Yeah, Chucky, best thing to do is probably to make an escape with this AWP and hopefully have it in the next round. So, tied up at 5-5.
Yeah, what a weird kind of game we've got here. I honestly thought we asked 3 rounds ago that Belgium were going to walk away with this half, and now they're in a position where they genuinely could be losing it. In itself is kind of a crazy kind of spot for them. It's pretty damning. 5-all. Only a couple of casualties. The main thing is the AWP staying alive towards Belgium. That is something they can work off. Chucky doesn't get too overzealous. He gets his kill. He realizes there's no other opportunities for him. He just falls away, gives it up, parks up with the AWP like a turret and says, if anyone comes this way, I'm going to fight tooth and nail to keep it alive, which he does. All tied square, though. This game's got some legs behind it, and where it's going to finish is hard to call. It's kind of an odd spot where for Belgium, they've just made a few small mistakes that have cost them rounds, where they've been forced into either saving or economy broken. I don't think it's been like a collapse of the system, so to say, over towards Belgium, but it just shows how feeble at times the Siege side can be, especially in terms of like economy as well. A few mistakes and you're in trouble. That flash is a beaut, and the transfer might even just be a little bit better. Corey for 2, but Chucky Alonso back.
Yeah, nice. But that might be the thing that keeps them around at least. Although, I say that the bomb is planted so quickly here for Hungary. They're starting to come alive a little bit on the T side. We're seeing some good rounds and some more danger coming out from their side here. Fleeve, just a couple of shots ringing through, but I think, look at, there's already so far ticked. They're still pretending like they're retaking this, but I don't think they are. I mean, maybe they just wanted to kind of set up for a little bit of damage. In the middle, Stumble's looking for exit kills, and I think that's fine. He's got the MP9, probably worth it to look to upgrade that into an AK or something like that. But it'll be Hungary overtaking everything here, making it a 6-5 scoreline.
Wow. I mean, at the very least, a couple of kills at the end, which are good. Maybe another one for Stumble. Yeah, he'll get that. And an AK, he'll take. Not the worst thing in the world. It won't really have too much of a knock-on effect. Final round of the half. Hungary have guaranteed at the bare minimum a tie, which on T side is absolutely fine, in my opinion. That is more than enough. But if they are to lose this half, Belgium, I think they already could start to potentially even spell the beginning of the end. It's been a damning few rounds. That one in particular, where they came back in with an investment and it doesn't go in their favor. Once again, just showcasing where things are fundamentally going wrong. Bit of a play over towards ramp. Fleeve going to get boosted up with the AWP. And Corey probably a little perplexed. There's no presence mid. They've dropped the smoke into his red room, but there's no molly or no smoke elbow, so they just gifted the control. They're probably thinking, why?
Yeah, what's going on? Some tag damage on the Fleeve is nice to begin with. Round number 12 here. So last chance for Belgium to grab a little something on the way. That probably should have been a kill. It looked like he had at least a second worth of spray there to get the kill. Fleeve's going to take down Scyther, and now the bomb site's going to fall behind it. Wow. One pin pulled from that bomb site, and the whole thing blows up. Krepow and Chucky, 2 versus 5. And obviously, it being round number 12, you're going to fight for it. You're going to go and do whatever you can to get back into this one, but it's just so unlikely. Wow. Flashed and threw the Molotov. He still gets the kill. Krepow then know that he's going to be back here somewhere, just patiently waiting, and he's going to courage right into the shot. Fleeve will take him down. Good triple for him at the end, and a 7-5 lead. Wow.
Pretty insane what we've just seen in the recovery out from Belgium, but the recovery out from Hungary, but the collapse from Belgium. What went wrong? They were in complete control of this game. Everything was looking absolutely fine for them, and now with that sort of a half, they actually already could be potentially on track to fall in flat here. That for me was a really, really good showing, which might even be enough, in all fairness, for the Hungarian side. They found a pistol here, and I think they're 90% of the way there, more or less. It's a bad choke coming through from Belgium. Something they were on the other side of course, in their groups. They recovered from 12-5. That loss of controlling towards that first half might actually have cost them. They just don't, for my money, have the kind of the foundations to work off.
Yeah, tough break at the moment here. At the start of that half, I was going to say, looked like Belgium were going to be able to do it. Now, this is interesting. Bomb is planted, but I will point out there is a kit on Aaron, so it's not really over yet. And now they're getting the good kills here to retake it with Fleeve with a headshot. He's ready, but IS will take him down. That's Aaron with the kit now dead. So somebody has to go and pick that up right away. 2 versus 3. They still got a little bit of time here, but they're getting close to the Glocks, and now it's a 2 versus 2. Oh, and they're playing it so well on the T side, making himself very hard to find. Kit's been reignited now, and Coolio going to go straight for it. Oh, and it's Corey with the headshot. That Kit made the whole difference in this round, as Hungary will pick up the pistol in the second half.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe now we can start to say this might be on the tail end. This might be looking towards potentially the beginning of the end and all of the rest. Belgium, yes, they're going to get a buyout here because of that bomb plant, but this is getting up there towards that last hurrah. I think if things are to do, if they lose the force buy, if they then lose the next buy, I think that's it. We're talking about Hungary getting towards 11 rounds at that point. And
yeah,
we've been such a wealth of a lead that it's kind of been a no-show. So at least we know that Hungary aren't just a 2-map team. At the start of this map, it was looking like that might have been the case because they struggled to get involved, but yeah, thankfully they're feeling okay at the moment. 8-5. With a force buy from Belgium off the back of their plant. If they don't find, they're in trouble. And they've already lost the first.
A little bit of a trade. We hit down Chevy at the very least, but 3 versus 4. Bomb planted on the other side. They kind of realize, yeah, shooting through the smoke's probably not going to do much of anything at the moment. So regroup. The only thing is, Aaron is really far away. So the question is, do you kind of want to wait for Aaron to get here, or do you just want to try and do the retake right now? They're regrouping behind it. So actually sending Fleeve back towards CT spawn to try and do it from that direction. It's a 3-pointed retake. So a lot of different angles for Belgium to cover here. You look the wrong way at the wrong time, you could get shot in the side of the head like Aaron coming through on that one. Clock is very low though. It's already ticked quite far. He has a stumble. You have to stay alive for another second or two and you might be doing it. Oh, but Coolio comes in for it and they have just enough time. It's real tight. You can tell there's not much time left at the end here, but it is Hungary to pick it up.
And it is a good retake. I think the way they've played it, they maybe took a little bit of time to formulate the plan of how we're going to pull off that retake, but they've played it well. They're waiting for them to group and fight off each other rather than fighting isolated. You kind of said, Aaron, for him, it took a bit of time to get him involved in the action. They had to wait for him just to not be too far away in the rest. So 9-5 now. A bomb plant could have meant a force buy coming back into Belgium. They aren't going to go for it, though. They're actually just going to half buy here. 1 Mac 10, few upgraded pistols. that's really it, but it might not be enough to really scratch the surface in this round. Definitely not towards Corey in his first fight, as he'll deliver with ease, dropping Chucky.
And I don't know, it's been really hard for them to find rounds. Again, it's the, you know, if you miss the start of it, first half of Belgium were looking very good. But then at one point, Hungary just kind of overtook the whole thing. And now, obviously, they got the cash. They're about to have a 5-round lead. And the whole squad's kind of come alive here. Fleeve, 13 kills. He does die right here, but not going to make a big difference. They'll survive with 4 people in the round. And they're 3 away from surviving a scary best of 3 against Belgium, I've got to say.
Yeah, it's true. This is already getting damning for me. And at least at the other side as well, for Hungary, there's the positives that I've had from them where their individuals are starting to come alive, the ones that are really important to kind of their game plan. We mentioned Corey's name, Fleeve as well, right? They're 2 of the most experienced players on this team. And Aaron, the IGL, right? Again, another one of the most experienced players on the team. Xavi and Coolio. Coolio, of course, primarily a coach these days. Xavi, a youngster from the region. They're holding their own, but you always do lean on the experience. And it's good to see that they're playing the way that they should be. It's understandable why Hungary are doing well, and I'm glad that they are. This is a side that we've been concerned with a little bit today, and we've got to catch them across all 6 maps, so we've got to really get to know this Hungary side. We know their highs and their lows, and this is the thing. They've got quite a big disparity. They've got quite a high skill ceiling, you can see, but it does feel like they also got a bit of a low floor at times too. Thankfully, it's not the case, it seems, in towards Ancient for now.
Definitely finding some strength at the end of it. A very long day for them. Okay, well, this is a new look. Krepal getting a couple of kills. Oh, no. They walked right underneath him. IES has no idea. What a wild time. But Corey, on the other hand, doesn't know either. They've somehow tricked each other. This actually could be kind of devastating. The bomb is right here. So Corey knows that. Maybe knows. He should know. He's just ducked in, ready and waiting. He's going to get that kill, pick up the AK. I was going to say he could even wait longer, but fair play. That's a little bit of a wrench in the machine for them. It's going to be IS spinning around. And again, Corey had no idea that he was even there. Fleeve going to go down next. So, at the end of it, even though it was a little bit scary, they will win the round.
I think they're probably perplexed, thinking, where the hell has he come from? Like, how has he actually even got in there? We've got players in towards mid. You've got 1 player main, 1 player elbow, and 1 player on shelf. And we've been holding ramp, so how has he possibly even got towards doors? But in the end, like you said, thankfully it's not the end of the world. Belgium will get a 6th and stay alive, and Hungary can't really buy here. Even though Corey's got 5.5k, maybe he half buys, but I don't want to see too much of an investment. I'd actually rather them keep a little bit more of the stable funds, maybe potentially even on towards Aaron, but enough for Fleeve to have the AWP in towards the next round. That's, for me, the priority. When he's had the AWP in play, that should look really good. And on the other side, you don't want to allow Chucky to have the advantage at range. Chucky's look good when he's been given the chances with the AWP. Looks like for the most part, a bit of a lesser buy coming through. Aaron and Corey got plenty of econ, so one of them will be able to drop over an AWP, which is fine in towards the next round. Just a few pistols. Even armor's a bit of a luxury that not everybody can afford in this one, and they already eat a lot of damage. They're going aggro, and oh my god, they're going to find the first 3. 4! Oh no! Systematic collapse from Belgium as all 5 fall. They've been ecoed this late into the game. That might just kill them.
It surely will. That is absolutely disastrous. Oh, out of all the ways this could have gone, that's going to be one of the more heartbreaking ones. Pistols wrecking them. They don't suffer a single casualty on their Hungarian side. Surely that's the kind of, now you're going to be laughing. Now you know that's surely our game. Mac 10 on the Belgian side, AKs for the rest of it, but a sinking feeling, I'm sure, in their stomachs that could have just as well been the best of 3 right then and there.
Just tickle Krepal there. So they say no, somebody's over towards ramp. This is it, though, isn't it, really, for Belgium? This is now or never. I said you want Fleeve and an AWP, and that's why this could be the last hurrah for Belgium if they can't see this round over.
Stuck outside of B for the moment here, with Krepal already going down. Tough position to be in. maybe even worse is the lack of grenades. Just not that much to work with here. You can't Molotov out every single position. You can't really do that. So let's see. They're setting up for it. Just the shoulder. Chucky goes down. Fleeve triggered as a plan not to shoot the first time around. They still have the setup over here at the B bomb site, right? 3 people that are able to defend each other. Very, very strong. Admittedly, the rotation's quite far away. Savvy and Corey are all the way over at the donut position. Okay, a little bit interesting here. Scyther, how is he allowed to get away with it? Fleeve gets one. Actually does get the leg shot, taking Ice down all the way to 23. But remarkably, it's a bomb plant.
Yeah, I mean, somehow they've made this round a possibility. The Molotov doesn't help. The setup is good until Scyther gets spammed down to the smoke. And now they can actually play time. Both have got kits. Xavi's tagged, though. So might even be the play to use him as a bit of a human flashbang. Aya's going to sit in the open. He's got to know they're sitting behind that smoke. And time is ticking. Aya's going to park up. He's tunnel visioned in a little bit, but not the worst way to play. He can hear them. There's the first. Aya's trying to play around the pillar, but he can't find it. That's the round. They've got time for the defuse. Anders, I think this is it. And this has been the story of Belgium. Kind of close, but no cigar.
Yeah, it's upsetting because obviously, you know, a winnable round in spite of a bad start to the round itself, but couldn't find a way to close it out. So 12-6, and Belgium just fall a little bit further behind here. 17 kills on Fleeve, 17 on Corey. Well, the two of them doing a fine job right now to keep their country going. They just need 1 out of the next 6 rounds, and it kind of starts with a scrappy bye for the Belgium squad here.
Corey in towards mid, looking like he wants to maybe settle this himself. Like you said, the buy isn't good, and it's not a good start for Krepau, who gets caught. This already feels like we could be on the last legs for Belgium in the map, in the series, and in IESF. This is the lower bracket, ladies and gents. There is no room for error here. Spray is good, 1 for 1. Isn't bad for the CT side, who have numbers and are making them work. 1 man left. Chucky is dropped, and Hungary take map number 3 and the series to stay alive in the quals through this lower bracket. What a series, a wild one, very back and forth, but they just could never get going. Belgium in towards Ancient. It just wasn't a map which felt too comfortable. So the reverse sweep, in fact, coming through from Hungary.
Yeah, good job. Still, obviously, someone to think about them struggling a little bit with some of the other maps. Maybe they have time to fix that before they head on into the rest of the tournament. But I've got to say, on Anubis, they look really, really strong. And I think maybe Belgium also just looking a little bit better than we were expecting. So credit to them in some sense also, but it just wasn't quite enough here. The final map betraying them just a little bit. But I say good day at Counter-Strike nonetheless. I'm not too displeased. Yeah,
I'm with you. And I guess as well, just while we're here, we can run through some of the scores of some of the other games. Portugal did beat out Norway. That was in the upper bracket. And then in the lower bracket games, Latvia beat France. They beat 3D Max 2-1, which actually, that's a wild upset. In all fairness, France, you know, 3D Max as the side, they should be making it towards that qualifier. So the fact that they haven't is kind of crazy. Norway beat Spain 2-0, a pretty clean stage from them. Slovakia beat Austria, which is a pretty big one from them as well. Slovakia looked pretty good when we caught them a couple of times. And then, of course, Hungary here beating Belgium. So we have said goodbye to Belgium, Austria, Spain, and France from the lower bracket, which is, yeah, that's pretty wild. That's pretty wild, it has to be said.
Yeah. Okay, that's some surprising results in the mix, but we appreciate that. You know, it's fun when there's a little bit of variety in that sense. Overall, yeah, I mean, just we obviously got to see Czech Republic again on the stream, playing very well against Hungary. It's kind of the first game of the day. I thought that was a really fun game. Not at all bad. Do you got any last thoughts here, Neo, before we send it packing? Obviously, we'll be back tomorrow with even more here at IESF. But what's your final thoughts of the day?
Good to see Hungary. I've got maybe a little bit of map depth. That was the big concern for us. We know they have the names. We know they have the individuals. It was just the depth, which was worrying us a little bit. Thankfully, not the end of the world. I think Belgium played quite well. They're a side, you know, a region that doesn't maybe have as much of an appetite for Counter-Strike as maybe the rest of Europe. So credit to them. It's a very decent squad. Some decent names to keep an eye out for. So, you know, hopefully we get to see them next year when these qualifiers come back around. But like you said, that is us done for today. We're going to be back tomorrow, same time, same place. And this time we're going to be jumping over towards the other side of the quals. We're going towards the East Europe quals. We've got plenty of sick teams over there as well. So you do not want to miss it. But for now, from myself and Anders, thank you for joining us. See you tomorrow.